Welcome to The Ghost in the Machine, a D&D live play about memory, identity, magic, and politics. I am your host, Matthew Foreman, and we are joined by our usual cast of players, plus the wonderful Ty. Say hi to Ty, everyone. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Ty.
Hi, Ty.
Ty has been on the channel before, and you may recognize him from his greatest hits as Cooper, the raccoon, the DM of Summer Bites, and
River Johnson.
And River Johnson, the bisexual porn actor.
And also the root child in Teldor.
Oh, yeah.
And the root child in Teldor.
What was your name? Simon? No, you weren't Simon.
Cyrus,
that's it.
Cyrus.
Yeah. Yeah, Cyrus sucked. That's why I didn't remember him.
You were his godfather.
Yeah, I couldn't find him.
Truly was a catastrophe.
Before we get started, we will do the announcements. I will just say that remember our friends at Animal Helper, 501c3, located in New Orleans. They are assisting with the reclamation, health, and rescue of 150 animals right now. They need your help. Find out more information below. Everything matters. If you cannot donate, then share the posts on Facebook. They are largely located on Facebook. They have a Twitter, but they're a small organization. So just go there and at least share the posts that you see if you can't do anything else. That'd be really great. And tell them Dice Priority sent you so we can know how much traction we're getting and how to best get you to support them. Does anyone else want to mention the other stuff? That way I don't have to sit here and ramble for 5 minutes.
Yep, podcasts are still going up. So, I just got episode 8 up this Monday. And I will have other episodes up more this weekend.
Where can they find us, Rob?
They can find us on Anchor or Google Podcasts now or Spotify or anywhere that podcasts are sold.
Yeah.
Did iTunes...
Apple, right?
Except for Apple, because they still have not gotten their shit together and approved our stream.
I'm so glad Steve Jobs is dead.
Oh, you know what? It might still be
God.
functioning correctly if he was still here. You never know.
That's true.
It just works.
Little do you know that he's come back as a lich and
Yeah, and he's at the bottom of Fort Mountainhall. What else, folks? What else should we remind people of?
We have spoilers coming.
Yeah.
Spoilers for early August. And maybe
Oh.
sometime in February.
What?
Oh,
And
March, you mean?
so we have a one-shot that we're going to run in February,
Mhm.
I believe. The continuation of one before. So we'll just let that lie. We've got some awesome things happening in potentially March and early August. So we will have more to announce on that later.
Announcements of the most vague inception.
Yep.
What about your more firm announcement?
I don't know. I'm
Your
pregnant.
DM stream.
Oh, yes. I did like a soft launch of my DM prep power hour, which we've now called the Mats in the Machine because there's two of me. You'll
Or
see.
between two mats.
You'll see. Yeah, you'll see prior me prep, and then me now comment about my prep. It's actually very interesting, and in my little soft launch, someone actually said that they had played since the 90s. Now they're going to get back into it because they thought it was really cool. So
Yeah.
I
That's
thought it was
awesome.
That's why we make our content.
Yes.
And if, by the way, speaking of announcements,
Yeah.
though, we now have a Discord that's up.
Yeah.
So we post our announcements there. So
That's
any
right.
of this very ambiguous announcements that we're talking about and these future stuff, like the tantalizing clues,
That's
if you
right.
go to our Discord, you'll see under the announcement section.
All right. And yeah, as always, if you're enjoying tonight's stream, follow, subscribe. And thank you, King Butterfree, for the 200 bits. Thank you, SS Adventure, for following. David
Yeah.
DeSavage, Grimborn, Stannis the Fewer, Tyler Studd, and Cal2124. Thank you all for the follows.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone.
Without any further ado, we are going to do the roundtable recap. What do we remember from last session, folks? What happened
I
in
may
your
have met
mind?
somebody of my family that was not good.
And who
they
was-
were a lich.
And
And
who-
my cousin Carliza.
Carliza. Liza with the Z.
It pronounced it like Z.
Condoleezza.
Condoleezza.
I will kill someone.
Oh boy. We're off to a great
And her
start,
delightful Draco Lich Tergal, who used to be the protector dragon of Fort Mountainhall.
Yep.
And yeah, she made all the vampires there, so that's gonna be fun figuring that out.
guys. Yeah.
I mean, people love family reunions. They're great.
Yeah, this is great.
Always
Thank you,
stress-free.
Matt. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, honey.
So we asked Carliza to get through the Umbral Door, which she is guarding.
Yeah.
And we were told no, but if we went and did a thing, we could potentially go through it.
And
We were
what
given
was
some
that thing?
options.
Yeah, we did a thing.
I mean, it was pretty inconsequential,
Yeah, very-
honestly.
nothing happened
It's like
there.
an
It's
errand to the store.
Tiny little Bahir.
Don't worry,
Yeah.
nobody almost died.
Little bay here.
So if
Obliterating
you're like
me
me
over
and
and
you
over
have no
again.
idea what a Bahir is, before you fight one, I should really just read a monster manual. Do they have one of those?
Actually,
That's
this
not
is
how this works.
this is the perfect way to play because you have no
Yeah,
preconceived
you have
notion.
no
That's
idea.
right.
Correct. You're not
And-
supposed to
Which
read the
is how I
monster.
end up dying 90% of the time.
We all end up dying.
When in doubt,
90%
just
of the
cheat
time,
at
I
D&D.
mean.
Good sage advice.
We did the Bahir might have been slightly modified. I had somebody point on an Instagram that like, oh, a Bahir can't do that much damage unless
Well-
they roll it well.
Oh.
Here we
I
are.
was
Oh,
like, well,
It's not like Matt actually said on stream.
That's what I
I might
said.
have modified
that's what I
it.
said. That's what I told him.
Really, I didn't notice.
Almost
So
slammed.
anyway, if I understand what Bahirs are correctly, they're a construct to help fight the dragons as part of the old
Yep.
Yep.
war and time immemorial.
Time
And
immemorial.
me as a poor human, I was not alive for, so therefore don't care. But it was full of lightning and used these lodestones to murder us.
Yep.
Do more like
And so I healed a bunch of people, and that's pretty much all I did for 10 minutes.
You are a healer after all.
But do I want to be?
I mean, it's your
Oh, boy.
backstory.
It's literally your back.
Justice is going to become a pacifist. Do I really want to kill people?
All
I mean,
right.
the last time you killed someone, he shot you in the head.
With no further ado, folks, you guys find yourself at the... Ooh, okay, I'm clicking on a shop. You find yourselves at the bottom of the Unwinding Barrows, past Shadeville, in the tunnels of the bay here. Having just defeated a most ferocious adversary, your thoughts turn to what lies ahead, beyond the Umbral Door, but also what's in front of you, which is an ancient and powerful enemy, now dead. What do you wish to do?
Oh, that took a lot.
Does anyone still need healing?
Yeah.
I think I have a few more somewhere.
Anything you
Yeah, I
have
could
that
as well.
was
Hold on.
painful.
I can get mine back, so let me be all healy, and then
That's fair.
if and when we need supplement, we'll go from there. Alrighty.
Makes sense.
I feel like I'm at approximately 70%. If there was any healing left over, I will take after you've taken care of Sedilius.
He just did that math. I swear to you, he does. So let's do a 3rd level healing word on Civilius. That's D&D Beyond. 3d4 plus 4. Big D4 or little D4?
Big D4.
All the d4s. Roll one of each size.
No, he said big
don't want
D4.
this up.
So it's the 2 healing words with the hearts.
Okay.
Because they roll well.
Let's see. So 6, 7, 8 plus 4 is 12 points to you.
Nice.
You mean one of those giant die isn't a d4?
Oh, it is.
Oh, the big
Okay.
one is a D4.
You could have
Oh,
rolled.
Correct.
You could
That's
have
what I
rolled
thought. You said
size
big one.
dice.
60.
Got it.
While,
Okay.
while
It's okay.
she's,
It's too late.
applying her healing
right, it's
magics
too
to Silvilius, I would like to investigate the chamber, looking for anything interesting, especially on the body of the Bahir. And I'm also keeping an eye out while I do this to do a million things at once. I'm looking for lodestones, especially ones that are big.
Roll
that
investigation.
I can help you investigate.
I am over bloodied now.
I would take that because
I'll
I
have
I
a
think
am
look.
no longer bloodied.
Those are 2 different phrases. Pick one.
a 2 and a 3.
They are the same price, just
Woo!
different.
9.
Strong start.
9.
Nine.
So as you pick over, I mean, the lodestones are pretty obvious. You can gather some. You
Okay.
can tell that these lodestones again are these kind of magical stones that are produced by severe impacts of mystical forces. They could be as generic as just like it's magic, and then they can be tailored. They are one of the fundamental things used in enchantments and in construction of magical artifacts.
Okay.
More powerful lodestones that have not, that I believe no one knows that as far as you guys know, no one knows how to create, are the 4 major elemental gems. So you're searching through and sifting through, and you're able to find some. The Bahir is what the Bahir is. These creatures actually don't hoard wealth. They hoard, they eat, and they eat,
I
and
think it's too loud for you. Let me know.
Will do.
and they're happy with their carnage. They don't hoard magical items. They just produce lodestones by their very electrical nature and the carnage that they wreak. So you can gather a bunch of lodestones. Just put heap of lodestones. The bay here itself is a creature of the kind of Disangelum. It was created by the... So in the Dawn War, to correct whatever lore mistakes I made last time, so way long ago, before the Sorcerer Kings ruled the Earth, the first kind of basic life forms that challenged the primal elementals were what became the Sorcerer Kings, but they're also the gods, the earliest versions of the gods. The elementals created the Behir. The elementals and the giants were aligned, they were more chaotic, and they created the Behir in response to the Sorcerer Kings and the gods creating the dragons. And so this creature probably hasn't been alive that long, but it was old. It was several hundred years old. And we're trying something new with the audio tonight, so just let us know if it's working at home, if we're being drowned out or anything. Thank you for the feedback.
You said several hundred years old? Or did you say
Huh?
You said several hundred years old?
Yeah, this creature would have been... This was not a Dawn... Like, there's almost nothing from the Dawn War that's still alive that anyone knows of.
Not anymore.
This creature was probably not from the Dawn War. It was probably from another time. But it was... Behirs are usually chaotic and unintelligent. This creature had been around long enough to gain some intelligence and some legendary qualities.
Okay. We will cast just a normal healing word. Hardy ones or the big one? Or one of these medium sized?
Hardy ones.
Hardy ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
I found nothing more of value other than the lodestones. It seemed that this creature was only for wanton destruction.
6.
Thank you. Selena.
So the skin and the parts of the bay here are valuable, but you're only going to be able to collect and harvest so much.
Mm-hmm.
Selena, roll me Arcana.
That is let's do math. 24.
A very long time ago. By that I mean about 3 or 4 months ago. In the game.
Time immemorial.
Yeah, time immemorial before the stream.
Feels like forever ago.
You did some research on the elemental gems.
I did.
You do know that while they cannot be produced, there is a certain kind of way to find them better. Mm-hmm. And that creatures or objects of Disangelum, of this kind of chaotic element, their parts can be harvested and crafted into a kind of tuning fork, a divine rod.
Okay.
And that can help you find a spark. So this is a lightning creature. It would help you find a spark of the ever-living the immortal tempest.
Okay, perfect.
So if you guys harvest and craft things out of this behir,
do I know what the most useful parts to harvest would be?
Scales and fang. And eyes. Eyes are pretty good too. But scales definitely, those are where all the electric energy sits, and the fangs. So
I can see why the eyes are important.
And it probably has some kind of gland in there that allows it to produce this breath weapon, that too. So
I will gladly harvest whatever is of value and place what will fit inside the bag of holding.
Would we like to do that together?
Of course.
There are pieces that I could use as well.
Indeed. Does that require any type of roll?
Survival or animal handling?
It's
I'm
survival.
holding that bag, right?
Hmm?
You know I'm holding that bag, right?
Oh, we will put it in whatever bag of holding that Gilly is holding.
There we go.
Just holding you by the scruff of your neck and putting it into the bag that you're holding.
Literally
She
shove
could
it in
take
the party
you.
pool.
Wait, so you're saying you're holding the bag of holding?
Oh my god. This is going to be a long night.
Yep.
So if we're helping each other, do you want to roll with advantage for survival or should I?
I'm
Are
not
either
sure.
of you proficient in survival?
Unfortunately, no.
I'm not.
Then
So
you
do
can only
not
just
do
do
it.
a straight roll.
Okay.
Then go for it.
Yeah. You can give yourself guidance.
I can give myself guidance. Ah.
Get good.
2 big dice it is. That is a natural 20
No.
and a 4, so it's 24. That puts me at a 28.
So customarily in this amount of time, even with the most proficient hunters, could probably harvest maybe 750, maybe 1,000. You're going to get 1,250, 1,250 gold worth
God.
of bay hair parts.
Nice.
She's just in there expertly slicing.
To craft a tuning fork, it's going to take a tuning fork, which will also help with more powerful spells later. It's going to take about 750 gold.
So you said 1,250.
50. Yep. And if you want to craft a tuning fork, it's going to take about 750 gold worth of parts.
Gold.
Parts and payment.
50.
and finding someone who can craft it.
And
Yeah.
would that consume the 1,250 gold?
It would
parts?
consume a portion of it.
A portion of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tracker.
Thank you.
Okay. I also have it on my other. So. D&D Beyond.
So Selena pulls out her psychic scimitar and just starts hacking away. And she does a pretty good job.
I still have a hunting dagger somewhere.
And you're able to harvest what I just said. So
Perfect.
what do y'all wish to do?
Okay, so we have some healing. We have parts. You have a heap ton of lodestones.
How are we feeling?
I could use some meditation. I expended a bit of my internal energies during that encounter.
We should
Right.
make our way back to Shadesville first before we rest. Let's get out of here as soon as
This-
possible.
Is less than safe.
I'm worried about the smaller holes because this thing's a bit larger and probably couldn't make those.
Indeed. Matt, during the combat, did I observe that the lightning blast from the bay here was making those smaller holes? Is that what I heard you describe?
It makes the larger holes, and it can make smaller holes that way. There are probably any number of creatures that probably hang around the bay here for scavenger mentality. So
Mhm. I agree. We should probably vacate the vicinity as soon as possible.
Huh.
I will take the lead.
And
Scout
we'll
ahead.
Follow behind.
take the lead and scout ahead. Go ahead and roll perception. So you guys are just jumping off. All right, making your way back to the closer to the bellows, I imagine.
That is a 19 on perception.
All right, you look around. You guys eventually make your way out of the tunnel. You see Shadeville. You see how destroyed it is, probably a quarter, maybe even almost half of it. This little shanty town has been put through the ringer by this bay here. You can see the sign, the King's Peak, and it just, instead of saying the King's Peace, the P just is lopped off. You are now back at Shadeville with no molestation.
Do I see
Perfect.
any, group of hungry people anywhere?
Oh yeah, it's the entire town is in poverty.
Guys, can we take a minute?
Of
What would you
course.
like to do?
Absolutely.
I'd like to use the feast knife to cast Create Food and Water.
Perfect. We can take a rest here and bring those around and feed them as well.
Need to check and make sure I understand how long that takes to do.
It's like an action. How
Okay.
would you like to do this? How would you like to accomplish this task, Gilly?
Hey, Civilius.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've worked pretty well as like a busking sort of team duo. You wanna
I was
help?
thinking exactly the same thing. Is that we could tell them
Yeah,
of us saving them,
I could
sure.
create some food and water, and like while they're eating, we could
perform.
sit and do a song and
Do I have any idea how much that would create if she did that?
It's enough for a lot of people.
Okay, so it's not like we're gonna get mobbed immediately.
We'll have to see how they do it.
Okay.
We'll be fine.
If we hadn't killed those people, they would have starved to death. It's a joke.
wow. So the learning humor has not been going so well for you. Anyway, so let's I don't know. You want to take lead on busking?
Yeah, I
You've
can.
been really good at that.
I can pull people in and dance and whatnot, and congratulate something, and do a little rest.
Yeah. What's
Not too
what
bad.
sort of area are we in? Like, are there?
You're in a poor shanty town. You haven't
Right.
declared that you moved beyond the scorched kind of earth area.
Is there like an open area, town
Yeah,
square,
there's
place
like-
with like seating and tables?
Correct.
or
There's an
anything like
information center that you guys can see. There's like literally like a person at a desk, and there's taverns and stuff, and there's the King's Peace. What used to say the King's Peace. There's heads on spikes, which is really nice and
that?
charming.
Nice.
And
It really sets the mood.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. All right, so we'll go there. If you want to start casting, I can pull out my blade and stand up on a table and be like, "Those who are impoverished or in need, please come. We have food. We have slain the Behir. It will no longer bother you anymore. Come hear of our tales."
roll performance.
Perfect.
I'd like to would have liked to have inspired Civilius for this.
Okay.
I'll just say, because I was saying you're very, very good at this busking thing.
Got it.
And you're better at it than me.
And it's a D8, right?
Yeah. I believe in you.
I believe in me too.
You mark that off.
So did you assist me too? Or just give me...
If I'm allowed to assist, I'll assist.
How would you? You're trained in performance, right?
Yeah.
How would you like to assist him?
I will just let's see. What is it? What do I need to do to cast with the feast knife? Do I need to sing or anything? Or
It's a magic item. Just
all right.
Yeah.
I'll just start singing. I'll just start singing a song, kind of in the background. Oh shit! Now I can't remember how it starts. Panic moment. I'll sing. Sometimes you wanna go where everybody can feed you. Bum bum bum.
Nice.
I don't know.
power word kill. Good job.
Truly inspired.
So you can roll with advantage.
Awesome.
He's looking to roll with disadvantage.
Oh,
You
that's making your way in Shadeville today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot.
perfect.
Wouldn't you like to have a meal?
I'm done.
That's what I sing.
All
There
right.
we go. I was trying to figure out how the
You're
song
fine.
started.
18 on the dice. Plus 4.
Okay.
So that would be 24. Plus the inspiration, which is 7.
Yeah.
So that'll be 31.
Holy crap.
So, as you
You're so
speak the
good.
words, when you say "we slayed the bear" here, you can see everyone giving you when you start to speak, someone's like, "Hey, sit down, pretty boy," and then you say "we slayed the bay" here. Everyone's like, "Never mind, you can keep talking." Sorry,
Beautiful.
and he just like scurries off. People do gather. Ty, while you are investigating in this little burrow for you know who, you see a group of adventurers cause quite the scene. And you see none other than the famous elven once prince, Civilis Samastasia, stand on a box and give a rousing performance. And they gather people around and they conjure food for everyone. And you can see the crowd is stirred to a great pleasure and delight. You can see some beginnings of rabble rousing, but and they're not a riot, but people start to kind of like try to fight over the food, and Selena just like gives everyone a stern look, and everyone falls in line. And Justice just looks at one of them like, "I will kill you," and they all fall in line, and they've created a little impromptu soup kitchen. What do you wish to do, Ty? And could you describe your character?
He is a tall, green and gray-skinned half-orc, wearing a shining white armor, very neat haircut, slicked back, and has got a shield on his side with an emblem on it that looks like a crown with a sword through it. And I will walk up to and watch the performance. Give them very impressive.
Thank you.
I am Henry. I'm Francis Henryson.
Nice to meet you.
That was a very rousing speech you gave.
No, I
You
tried.
really killed a Bahir all by yourself.
We did.
Before you.
I mean, not by myself. The four of us.
Well, gosh darn, that's impressive.
Yeah. It was, yep. No issues at all. We strode through it easy as can be.
Yep.
I would say it would not be an exaggeration to say that was not the most dangerous thing that we have fought.
Well, that's excellent. I'm in a bit of a pickle here. I'm headed down to the Warrens, looking for someone.
I love your character already.
Aren't we already in the
Yeah, I
Warrens?
thought we were in the war.
Yeah, he means
Okay.
more like back towards Warrens
Back
proper.
All right.
There's the Warrens actually, and then there's the Unwinding Barrows. So it's technically
That.
Really?
I have a friend who I believe has been wrongly imprisoned, and I want to right that wrong.
Interesting.
That sounds terrible.
And if I might be looking for a little bit of help.
Hi, I'm Gilly.
Oh, Francis
Nice to
Henryson.
meet you.
And the rest of your friends here.
Yeah, that's Justice, and that's Elena.
Well, that is some fine workmanship. You've so clean, So smooth.
I will say, thank you. I believe that I am a standard issue Sparrow model from the war.
Oh. I borrow that real quick. It's a little posty in this armor.
Are you an admirer of arcane constructs?
I am. They're
My
They're
hands are
very,
working.
very impressive workmanship.
Well, thank you.
And, you are?
Selena.
Good lord.
Nice to meet you. Francis.
This broke my hand.
Who are you looking for?
I'm looking for my half-sister, Vera.
Farah.
Oh no.
Have we run across the Vera?
What?
We haven't run across Vera yet. Have
Who?
Vera?
His half sister.
Oh, no. No, you have not. Sorry, I was distracted. I will now
Is-
minimize chat.
It's nowhere in my notes. So.
Nope.
You said that you believe that your half sister was wrongly imprisoned. By who?
Bye? Hold on now.
I don't think we've run across any orcs that we've interacted
Correct. And your
is
sister's name is Vera?
Yeah,
Or who was
Vera,
it?
my half-sister.
That's actually a very common name in this world too.
Have we seen half-orcs around and stuff too in
You
other
haven't.
cities?
Orcs are not a thing. They're not common. There's an entire country of them, but they keep to themselves. We can get to orc lore in a minute.
I believe, my intelligence says, she may have been imprisoned by Baron Jimlin Tudor, Dwarf Sheriff that works under him.
Baron Jimlin Tudor.
Sounds like a Gish name.
That would
What do I know
be-
about Baron Jimlin Tudor?
Roll history.
Yeah.
I can assist
That's-
with that.
Gonna go real well today. Ah, okay. 17.
He is a local baron of Fort Mountainhall. He, if I remember correctly, is the baron of the Steamstruck Halls. And he is, just an all-around great guy, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Like all barons in Gish nobles.
But, I mean, you break the law, and if you break the law and it's not like a federal matter, or if you just did some petty crime, your most immediate noble adjudicates that matter. But it has to either be executed by their sheriff or like a local power broker or the baron itself, the baron or baronet or whatever devolved matter it might be.
And whatever runs for prisons in Fort Mountainhall are down here.
A lot of them are, as it turns out, yes. There is a jail in the Clutch Auroras outside the city for the Titanlands and some disputes. But as it turns out, the prison system is largely located down in the Warrens. And it looks like the King of the Warrens is adjudicating the prison system.
Interesting.
of course she is.
Do you know what your half sister has been accused of? The crime.
They accused her of pulling a couple heists, going into some stores, taking some things that weren't hers. But I don't think she'd do that.
Do
You
know
don't think
which
she'd do
stores?
that? Or
No,
you
she's a bit of a troublemaker, but no, she wouldn't break the law like that. Not with
Wait.
me, her big brother.
Do I believe him?
Do you have evidence?
Roll insight.
Oh, I believe him.
I'm really good at this.
I appreciate that.
I didn't ask that out.
This sounds terrible.
18.
Are you telling the truth?
I believe she's innocent.
There you go.
Indeed. I just was watching him studiously. I'm not talking out loud, so we asked. She believes she's innocent.
Do you know which store she was supposedly heisting?
No, I don't know that off the top of my head.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
sure if do they have prison visitation or anything here? Do you know if...
I haven't been able to get down to see her.
Maybe we can go talk to her and work this whole thing out.
Let me guess. Claudia stopped you.
Yeah, that is true.
Okay, yes. Yes.
And I would have described Claudia. Yep. Oh, well.
Big blonde lady. Looks real dangerous.
Gotcha.
Did she hit on you too?
No. No, she did not.
Ah. Must just be the ladies that she's into.
Yes. Love Claudia is a giant lesbian.
Literally.
Literally.
It would seem that that is the case. Speaking of which, if we were going to interact with Claudia again, I do not know if it makes sense for me to appear as I am, or if I should reassume my alter. Well,
Doesn't that take you like an hour?
I did not think so.
Why would you change your appearance?
There are many reasons why. It makes entering certain areas less difficult.
Okay.
He likes dressing up.
Just curious.
If I could be...
Go ahead and roll insight.
Amazing.
That's cocked.
It's more towards that, if that wasn't in the way. That would be an 18. Look,
18. This half-orc might be flirting with you.
I'm built like a Ken doll down there.
Lord.
Justice would not know how to respond to this. Justice would be flattered. So Justice would say, it makes it easier for me to enter areas where normally I would be denied access.
Not that Claudia knows, but the king made it abundantly clear that
Yes,
there's to be no
the king saw through my deception.
true.
He's
So probably not worth the time or effort to reapply, especially when I can interface with Claudia for us.
So they've apparently had audience with the king.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Nope. We killed a bay here. If we haven't, then we've now announced it to the world. We will find our way to the king. End of story. But yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how useful we'll be in helping you find what you're looking for, but we can at least see if we can ask the right questions of the right people.
I'd appreciate it greatly.
We'll do our best to help.
Many thanks.
So, what do you all wish to do? Head back to Claudia and the king's course and all that? Or?
Yeah, so
Yes.
take the short rest.
Okay, so you guys take a short rest at the local tavern, a tavern where you once were threatened with your very life, and well, that didn't end too well for those people. Well, you sent them packing, intimidated them, and you guys have a nice little drink. After your short rest finishes, without any interruptions.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Let me do all the things of D&D Beyond.
I'll
I'll be spending
sing.
5 hit
Does anyone-
dice.
I'll sing a song of rest.
Okay.
Get 7 extra hit points
Nice.
if you're spending hit dice.
Thanks.
You're welcome. My armor of Agathis goes away.
That gives me 8 hit points. I rolled a 1.
You have no con.
Nope.
Oh man.
So you said 7 extra? Right?
Yes.
And who has a blue mushroom?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I got 27 hit points back. So spent 5 dice.
I did not spend any hit dice.
I spent 1 hit dice.
All right.
Are you not feeling full performance?
We just fought a bay
Yeah,
here.
we fought a big here.
I was severely damaged during the fight, but I believe that I will be of
Oops. I'm long rested short rest.
close to full performance.
I can give you a little help if you need it.
I would not waste the ability.
All right.
And I apologize. What did you say that your name was again?
Francis Henryson.
Justice. Because I didn't shake your hand.
How long does this handshake go on?
Too long.
Grab the arm after.
Oh.
Justice allows it.
Wow.
Justice is just like these things are like here for justice. It's like, so Francis, where would you say that you are from? I have not seen many of your kind around here.
Yes, it is quite right.
Correct. So you're from Fort Mountainhall.
Okay.
Because that's kind of what we decided. But your orc parent is not. In fact, orcs, there are almost no orcs, full-blooded orcs in Gishari or Athadia or Droska. Orcs in this world, in Etta, they all live on Korkoth, on what are known as the Pillars of Creation. They are the 7 mountains and of the northern part of Korkoth, and all 7 tribes, as they're called, worship each mountain. The mountains are gods. Orcs have, they're not stupid. They're not like the orcs in the Player's Handbook. They're not aggressive or racist or anything like that.
This is a change of pace for Edda.
They are spiritual. They observe an almost moneyless economy. They only have some coin for trade, and they have a complex system of religious and moneyless economic principles. And that's what orcs are. They are one of the only countries that is not aligned with Gishari or Draska in the greater global schemes. They're a neutral country.
I'm from here, Fort Mountainhall.
That is unique.
Mountainhall, what did I say? Yeah, Mountainhall.
I think you said Waterhall. It's all good.
Fort Mountainhall. Grew up here. Where are the rest of you from?
Bridgeton.
A plains just south of Antinia.
Foggy Bottom.
I was obviously created by the Gish during the Great War.
They created very well.
They are skilled craftsmen.
They sure are.
Thank you, Francis.
And I'll drink my milk.
He's got milk!
Whole milk.
Oh,
Chill.
man.
Bad choice today.
Oh.
He's got like just straight creamer.
Oh,
Into the magma-filled chambers past the Umbral Door.
wow.
It's just so hot.
no. Wow.
Gargling the milk.
So, you guys enjoy that moment of respite and then press back on.
No.
Alrighty. You make it through the unwinding barrows back into the warrens proper, I guess we'll call it, without any incident. You've basically killed one of the most dangerous things that is around here, and the other smaller creatures look upon you and know not to fuck with you at this point.
And then we preached about it, so.
Correct. And bandits and stuff are not that stupid. So, you eventually arrive back where Claudia is stationed, and she sees you. And she's like, it's all my favorites. And someone new. So, you either were sent packing, or you did a good job and you're back here to be rewarded.
Did I get any broken scales when we...
Sure.
Is there a small piece that I could give her?
Yeah.
Then I would do that.
Oh, a scale. We going steady?
Something for you to remember her by.
This will keep me warm at night. She pats it.
More proof that we did the job we were asked to do.
I'd say that speaks for itself.
It's electrifying.
What's the green asshole from earlier doing?
He's looking for his
That's not a
sister.
very nice thing to
I
say.
still need to get down there. See my sister?
Orcs aren't... Half-orcs aren't real popular. Do you have any downstairs?
Do you have any half-orcs in stock? I'm looking for a
Wow.
female.
Is your sister a half-orc too?
Yes, she is.
That's a great question. I should have asked that before.
Because it's only half
looking
sister,
for-
so I wasn't sure which half.
Yeah, someone bright and green like that. Yeah, I've seen them come through.
Anything
They're not-
serious?
It must be serious if they ended up around here.
I don't think so. I think it wasn't serious at all, and I'd like to talk to her.
Well, I don't particularly care.
Hey, but we care.
I'll let him through, but
We'll keep an eye on him.
all right.
We'll keep an eye on him. He'll keep his hands to himself. He'll behave.
I'll put in a good word with Claire for you.
Thanks. All right. Deal's a deal. It's perfect because she's not around.
Amazing.
Claire.
Amazing.
All right, go on through.
Right.
You guys go on through the King's Course and are escorted by that another little messenger guy. You're able to see you pass through the complex defenses, the many doors, the illusionary barriers that would constitute quite a feat to get to the King's Course. This is the King's Course, and you pass through the King's Course into the antechamber of the Umbral Door. You settle into yet again a room filled with magical darkness that none of you can see.
Except for me.
You wait. You wait for some time.
Is it good to keep family waiting?
How many times in the olden days were we late while we waited for you to make yourself more beautiful?
But I mean, that was worth it.
I'm a busy woman.
And I'm a busy elf. We have things to do. People to see, Umbral Doors to walk past. Your bay here is dead, by the way.
You always were good at taking orders. It's good to see that time has not eroded your ability to be an obedient elf.
It was merely a two-sided deal, so it would be prudent that you fulfill your end of the bargain.
And yet this DLC appears to be altered, for you have brought another past the king's course.
I'm Francis Henderson.
You don't see anyone.
Oh no! Do I hear someone?
Yes, and you are
Do you stick your hand out anyway? Because I feel like
I probably would. Francis Henderson.
I love
And
it.
you are in magical darkness, so you can't see anything.
I can't make out a thing, but my hand's right here.
We meet friends along the way.
You feel something warm in your hand.
Oh, wow. Wow.
It's a finger. Your friends are yours to make.
Mhm.
And the bargains that we agree upon do not include a half-orc. What brings you here, Francis?
Well, I'm looking for my little sister, Vera. She's being kept.
Vera. And this little child of truth, what is she to me?
Well, if it's nothing, I'd rather just take her out of here.
And where do you imagine I keep her?
I believe she's being held in the prison. Right around here.
Incorrect.
Oh, well, that's a darn shame. You know where she is?
I know where she has been sent.
Where would that be?
Why would I tell you?
Well, I'm just looking to right some wrongs. Is that something you're into? Helping people out righting wrongs?
The
Program.
can't see
This is
I
wonderful.
just start tugging on his clothes like, no.
the orb of magical darkness turns into a bead and just spins around in the room. Behind that bead, the shadows coalesce, and Carliza Anastasia, the King of the Warrens, one of the King of the Warrens, appears. She is a dusk elf, a dark elf, half high elf. She's a woman, but she's also a lich. You can see a single skeletal hand, these kind of tattered robes of an ancient culture.
Francis Henderson?
Put your hand down.
All right. Simple nod it is.
Your lord sent you here, did he not?
Well, I am looking for my sister.
She is. The prisoners come by the truckload. Crime is a most profitable industry. Prisoners even more so. Cheap goods require cheap labor. And that is what I supply. But that is not always the case. Once in a while, we see a spark of inspiration in these huddled masses. A mind of invention and creativity that we know we can use for greater gains.
Like a promotion?
Like a promotion.
Well, if she's doing great, I'd just like to talk to her and see her and see how she feels.
Your young Vera was a very clever artificer and had done things with arcane formulas that intrigued my employer.
Well, it's good to know she's keeping her hands busy.
I have sent her beyond the Umbral Door to the city of Unguli.
Well, can you point it out on a map and I'm gonna just head right there.
She points to the massive, huge-sized umbral door that is sealed.
Oh, great. Thanks. I'm gonna walk on that way.
Roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy. Here we go.
The good do die young.
Can we?
20.
You are paralyzed.
Oh no.
Well, guess not. Can I move? Can I talk?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No one, and I mean no one, passes through that door without my permission.
All right. Can I pretty please go through the door?
Your Lord Campton believes himself to be very clever, but I know better. You have something I want.
What is that?
Make another wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, that's not as good. 14.
Your hand quivers and you go to reach for your blade.
Oh, I need that though. That's gonna be something I need.
Pull it out. And your hand, you pull out your blade of sunlight. And you guys see the magical light. And it pushes back that little bead of darkness.
Yeah, that's why I like it.
A blade of sunlight.
Yeah,
An ancient artifact
it sure is.
of the tribe of life. If you want to go beyond the Umbral Door, I suggest you surrender your sword.
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm gonna need it. How much, do I know anything about liches? Can I roll something?
Roll religion.
Religion and skills. 15.
A lich is a powerful arcane or divine practitioner who has died and been given life by the vile tyrant Modru, unlife, usually through some kind of pact made either after they die or before they die. It can also be brute forced through a series of powerful arcane formulas and a long prolacted transformation. They have a phylactery which makes them very hard to kill.
How about I trade you a javelin? Does that sound good? I got one right here on my back.
Her eyes blink
this
with
mundane
fire,
stick.
and two beams go and turn your javelin to dust.
Ah, darn it. -1 javelin.
Wait, like dust or like ash?
Ash.
Okay. Was concerned for a second. I was already concerned.
But I am magnanimous. I am as magnanimous as I am forgiving and understanding. I will allow you past the Umbral Door. But when your task is complete, surrender that profane instrument.
As long as I have my sister in tow, that'd be okay.
And tell your employer, the great Lord Campton, Carliza says hello.
All right.
The Umbral Door it is open to you for whenever you would like to leave. You may take rest in my chamber if you so choose. You all look pathetically exhausted. Take the Umbral Road to Ungoli, the city of shadow and flame. There you will find the 13 furnaces. Good luck.
Thank you.
Your hospitality is always welcome, dear cousin.
I am still in Amastasia.
You are.
Is there anything else that any of you would like to ask of me? Good. and the shadows lift up, disperse onto the dome-like ceiling. And that bead of magical darkness, that orb, which is being suppressed by the sunblade, just hovers. And then blips out of existence.
That is a nifty little trick.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Away we go. I'm going to start walking towards the door.
Hang on. Should we take a rest first?
It would be
Or
best
should we
if
not?
we went in the morning. Otherwise, we will be little of use to you.
All right. I can wait a couple more hours.
Try 8.
Well, I've waited this long already. Wait one more night's not bad.
Alright.
Sorry, I waylay us. I have to get my beauty rest.
Probably for the best.
How big is this chamber?
Oh, it's massive.
Massive, just like cavernous chamber.
It's like
I have
200
120-foot magical dark vision, and I could barely see the end of it.
Yeah, parts of it, yeah.
Would you
Yeah.
like to tiny hut us? Because it looks like
Absolutely.
we're sleeping in the middle of the floor.
Yes, 100%.
There was some bedding and stuff on the far end of the chamber.
I'll still cast the hut around that.
No.
Actually, I want to sleep in bed with a lich.
It's not her bed.
It's okay.
Okay.
It'll be fine.
I don't think the lich uses a bed.
I don't know.
Can I wander around the like periphery of the room and just kind of get a gander at some of the stuff that's in there?
Roll investigate.
Better. I think that's a 15.
You look around. You saw the kind of things that you saw before: the bedding, the empty cage.
I think there's a desk.
There was a writing desk. It has some papers and some notes. Doesn't look to be anything important.
Okay.
Formulas that you don't understand, and
I have no comprehension.
Yeah.
And I come back and said, I'm satisfied that the room is currently safe. Although, I believe that if anything was going to attack us in Carlisle's chambers, it would be suicidal.
So
She
before I go to
wouldn't try.
sleep, I will offer him the Helm of Comprehend Languages for whatever's on the desk. And some guidance. And then go to bed.
all right.
I do have hours.
I'll
You
get back
can-
in the morning.
You can unattune and retune in an hour, right?
It's not an attunement.
It's
item.
not an
Oh.
attunement item. That's
Oh.
why I just
It's
handed
Magneto's
it to
helm.
Damn.
you. Yep.
All right, you put it on. It doesn't really help you understand it. It's arcane formula. It's civilians could probably try and take a crack at it.
I'm not going to remove them from the desk. I'll come back and I'll inform them that there's something there that might be of interest. Or you can leave it. I know that it is your cousin's.
I'm not going to go through my cousin's things. No matter how... We're in the hut, right?
Yes.
No matter how horribly evil she is right now.
I don't know that this hut is going to do much good, but it will do some good against, like, the enforcers and like that. But, I wouldn't trust trying to say anything here in this hut that you don't want her to hear.
If she hears, she hears. She probably already knows. Anyway, I'm going to rest and meditate.
Selena or Francis, are either of you familiar with the city of Unguli? Have you heard of this city before?
Selena's asleep, but I'm here.
Sorry,
And
Killy. I'm
I've
sorry.
trained in history.
I was meaning to talk to you. I said the wrong name.
Oh,
It is the...
great.
The
Thought we
tumor.
were friends.
We are friends.
Okay.
That blow to my head must have been worse than I thought.
Which one?
The large Bayhur electricity blast.
Yeah. What do I make of the city of
Roll history. Does anyone here speak giant?
No, but he's got the helm.
Nope.
Not the same.
Okay.
I think that the docent, because it could do 7 languages.
Okay, did you?
I think giant was one of the ones I picked.
Okay.
I've got
I'm
a
pretty sure it was.
Because no one was helping me on that, right?
Right. Ungoli. You're like, God, doesn't ring any bells. It's a big country, and as far as you know, there's not cities other than dwarven cities. There aren't really that many cities underneath. There is no Underdark in this campaign setting, and as far as you know, Ungoli is just a word. The docent would tell you that it's a dwarvish word. It's a subset of dwarven, which is also, and dwarven runes and giant runes are the same thing. Well, they're similar. So if you selected Dwarven or Giant, you would know that it basically roughly translates to on the shadow. But it's a Dwarven dialect. It's actually quite different from Avkelrim and Kelvarken of the West, underneath Elder's Rise. It's a different type of Dwarvish.
Interesting.
So it's a type of Dwarvish that isn't from the dwarves that were originally here.
Not the most prominent ones, which became the dwarves that everyone knows, that which are like the dwarves of Avkelrim and Kelvarken.
Are there different sorts of dwarves the way there are different sorts of elves?
You don't know.
Okay.
Dwarves live in the mountains, and they keep to themselves. The creation of the Dwarven Tigers and the conquest of the dwarves was the last crowning achievement of the Gishari Republic. When they weren't so much conquered as it was like, you're now, like, we own the lands. If you want to trade with anyone outside the mountain doors, you have to deal with us. And the dwarves became kind of like a colonial state. They're pretty autonomous, but they're still technically part of the Gishari Republic.
Francis, how long has it been since you've seen your sister?
Probably a couple months, I assume.
I would say more like, I would say like a month.
About a month now.
Maybe a couple months, yeah. 1 or 2 months.
It's quite brave of you to go where you're going, through the Umbral Door.
Well, I would go anywhere. I have a lot of family, and she's it. So I'm going to help her.
I do not recognize that symbol upon your shield. What does it mean?
It is... I don't want to inform too much about your world. I consider myself part of the watch here in the city. I adhere to a strict principle that law should be followed and order should reign. And I made the symbol to show that I am a force to help order and maintain it.
An interesting virtue. Me being all about chaos.
and you do know that the town guard of Fort Mountainhall is almost all exclusively Warforged, but you kind of volunteer and help out. We can see why.
Yep.
Just surrounded by them. Yeah.
Do I get a long rest with that incident?
You do.
Okay.
No. Not with an instant.
Is there anything else anyone wishes to do during this long rest?
Okay. I am going to...
Well, you're asleep. You're just rolling for something.
To recharge the staff.
Is there anything else anyone wishes to do?
So, Francis, how long have you lived here?
Almost all my life.
Okay. How do you like it?
Right now it's pretty shitty.
You met any vampires?
What? I don't believe I have, no. Are there some around?
The city's absolutely brimming with them.
That's just...
Steaming.
That's just terrible. Where are these vampires?
Kind of all over.
How do you all know?
We've killed some.
Well, that's the right thing to do, I think.
Yeah.
So next time we're in town, we'll round them up, and we'll just get rid of them.
Yeah, it's really not that simple. They're really not easy to deal with.
Well, it's not great for the city.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
So that's what we do.
Oh
kill a lot
no,
of
there's
people.
2 of you.
We just get rid of them. I mean, I think right after we get my sister, we head back there.
We'll put it right at the top of our list after getting your sister.
Great.
To take care of all the vampires.
That
Fort
sounds
Mountainhall.
like a fantastic
Every
plan.
last one of them.
I like it. We got a good course of action here.
Perfect.
Bunch of
I don't
go-getters.
see anything wrong
I like
with
it.
this.
It's a go-getting group, and I'm feeling it.
Seems like a good idea.
I'm gonna snore louder.
You could cast silence on her.
Alrighty. So, without further ado, the 6 or 8 hours pass, and you guys finish your extended rest. What do you wish to do, folks?
I'll get up and I will cast Mage Armor on myself and pack up and get ready to go.
Alrighty. Who wishes to helm the journey forward?
I will scout ahead.
I'll
looking
go first.
for-
I'm
The
ready to
two of
go.
us are just, yeah, let's go.
I'm ready to go.
Go for
I
it.
think you're in the front.
Lead the way.
Let's head out.
Yeah.
You seem durable.
You
Watch
seem
out.
you.
Watch out for the
My face.
Oh my god.
I'm ready to go.
Oh god.
Roll. You can do survival or perception.
Let's see what
I can't help you with either.
survival
It's like
is.
the blind leading the blind.
Correct.
I can help with perception.
Okay, either way, -1. Let's do it.
Yeah.
That's a 7.
Perfect.
Here we go.
You guys let the
If I was watching what I
That's
was
good. Good team.
I
You're helping?
probably would have
Yeah, I can help
given
and like point. him.
No need.
guidance.
I'll
Just go.
Right.
head
Yeah,
away.
feel it.
Already
Yes.
Go.
Okay.
Has
Well,
Into the magma. Just like right off a cliff immediately. Well.
as you press past the Umbral Door, the thing that hits you the most is the furthering of darkness. Your dark vision still works, but it's even more clouded. There is just a permeating and total absence of light once you pass the Umbral Door. Sounds become more clear and more defined. You can hear, just like you were when you were in Carlisle's antechamber, you can like hear your eyeballs moisten, your eyelashes touch together. And it's just, you were in like a, what do you call those, suspension chamber kind of like area.
Oh no.
And even though you're getting closer to the volcano, it's getting colder and colder the more you press on to the Umbral Door. It's not cold enough to warrant special circumstances like in the peaks of Bridgeton, but it is cold up in here.
This makes no sense.
Yeah.
Shouldn't there be magma?
They said 13 furnaces. True.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The 13
In the city.
furnaces.
Could all of those furnaces are what create the smoke and noxious fumes and the noxious corridor, or the clouded corridor,
The Noxious Rose.
the noxious rose. So could the heat also not be diverted?
Potentially. If the city's pulling all of the resources, uses geothermal, then that may explain it.
They also said the Umbral Road. Road indicates a far distance. Perhaps we have much further to travel than we initially thought.
Right, but it's weird. We're going closer to the magma, you would think, and it's getting colder. I
Well,
don't know. Anyway,
it's a little nippy, but I know it's that way. So let's go.
we press be going.
It's total darkness.
Okay, so definitely goggling it up.
Yeah, you can see 60 feet and that's it.
I'll pull out the sword too.
Okay.
He pulls out the sword, 15 feet of bright light. It's 15 feet, isn't it?
I
Yeah, I'm
think
pretty
so,
sure it
yeah.
is. Of sunlight, actually.
How
Like all the
is
creatures that were closing in on
Hang on. What?
How wide is the road?
It changes shape as you go. There's
15.
narrower parts, there's wider parts. I would say 30 feet most of the time, but then wider. When he pulls out the sunlight, you guys, whenever the bright magical sunlight, you can hear. And you guys
I'm
huddle
sure that's normal.
to the dark, to the light as you press on into the Umbral Road. You feel eyes on you at all times.
This is
And as we go, I'm going to make, using my action, I'm going to make it brighter. I can do it to a maximum of 30 feet.
When he does that, you hear again.
I'm going to stay towards the center of the sphere of light. Yep.
Wow.
If we
That's
need
bright.
Pretty great, isn't
any
it?
extra, I can give us extra daylight.
That is stationary.
I can put it on an object that's not moving with me.
Yeah. As long as it says on an object.
That ability has been quite useful in the past. Perhaps we...
If you choose a point on an object that you're holding or one that isn't being worn or carried, the light shines from the object and moves with it.
There you go.
Nice.
So, and I bet you if we did that with a lodestone, it might be brighter. Who knows?
Oh, no.
Cue Fort Mountainhall.
You would take care of a
That's how you
lot
take
of
care of
problems.
vampires. Daylight nuke.
Oh, man.
However, you guys travel on for a better part of an hour, and you reach a dead end. Because he fucked up his perception check. You realize there was a couple of parts where you had to choose where to go, and you went down the wrong hall.
Straight.
I went straight.
Well, let's double back.
Okay.
No, I bet you there was a hidden wall or something.
Yep.
So I'm
Bet it's
going
back.
to
Nope.
stop
Okay.
us.
Why
and
would the
pull
road go to
out
nowhere?
the compass,
Alright.
hand it to him.
Great.
Focus on your sister
Ooh.
and nothing else for 30 seconds. And it
Okay.
will point us the direction we need to go.
Here we go.
Alright. Roll perception with advantage.
Points it at me.
I'll give you guidance.
Okay. Add a d4.
12. D4. 14.
Alrighty. So you guys dig yourself out of that dead end and get back on the actual Umbral Road and not one of the cul-de-sacs.
Pretty sure it's this one.
One of the mini cul-de-sac. And you press on.
There it is.
And then every time we come to a split, I'll have him do the same thing.
Yep. Go ahead and roll. I want you to roll perception first off.
Thank you.
Okay, but why would they have a road go to nowhere?
7.
You notice what passes for some kind of thieves' cant, but it's a very unusual form of thieves' cant. But it does, the further you get, it does start to pick up some more. Just basic markers and stuff like that.
Any warnings?
I
About
wouldn't
creatures.
say warnings, they're more like mile markers.
I believe that we are on the right track. There are markings. Does it give any indication of how far we have to travel?
You guys probably have a better part of a day worth of traveling.
I believe that we are in for a full day's travel.
Alright.
This is quite a hike.
You also notice next to the etchings of mile markers are head counts. And as you go on, they dwindle, then they pick back up, they dwindle, they pick back up. And there's little writings of corrective measures like had to behead one, had to chop one's hand off, things like that.
There is something afoot. I cannot interpret what they mean, but it seems that the numbers of the group have dwindled and grown. The people have come before us. They've been forced to dismember members of their group. Do not understand, but we should be on guard.
Yeah, we should keep our wits about us and keep moving at a decent pace.
If they were moving prisoners.
That is a astute observation.
Good point.
If they were moving prisoners and this is elsewhere, give them hope that they could overcome their captors.
Or perhaps they were being beset by creatures and they were giving them peace offerings.
That's disgusting. Let's not try that and hope for the best.
Let's just.
I'm just gonna go back to people
moving.
being evil. Seems not more evil.
Look at that! Just like that.
Go ahead and roll survival, Selena.
I will survive. Oh no. 12 plus 4, that puts me at 16 if I can do math today.
All right, you insofar as assisting with Francis, you guys stop and have a brief breather after about 4 hours of travel. You guys press back on and start to encounter a more treacherous road. You can start to feel the temperature rise maybe a couple of degrees, but it's still really freakishly cold and dark. But the light is helping a great deal. In fact, I would say within that 30 feet, it's almost normal temperatures now that I think about it. But you can still see like the iciness and the coldness all around you. You press on, and as you press on, Selena, you start to notice after you guys finish another about 3.5, 4 hours of travel, you guys are just pushing on, and this light is completely shielding you from the denizens of the Umbral Road.
My God, yes.
Yeah. You notice Druidic as you start to get closer.
Oh goodness. What does it say?
This Druidic is very interesting. It is, again, difficult to read for you, but it says strange things. It says things like cleansed by the righteous bull. It says things like cleansed by the righteous bull. It says things like through fire we know. It says things like, "Burn your sins away." That kind of language. And it says the god of the mountain slumbers, but will one day erupt. These seems to be druids who worship volcanoes.
That would make sense.
Burn my sins away.
Have I ever had any... we've not talked too much about the druids that I learned all my druidy stuff from. Have I ever had any interaction with druids that are from other than above ground things? So grasslands, forests.
You've encountered those types, but you've not encountered, like, there's no... not only volcano druid, that is an unheard of discipline, but underground volcano druids, that's completely out of your realm. I would say that Inantini is near the Elementine Mountains, which have probably a volcano or two long dormant, and you know that that some druids journey there and just kind of witness, kind of take in the natural occurrence of dormant volcanoes. But other than that, you've never met a druid discipline that is dedicated to lava and magma and volcanoes.
Do any of these things tell us when the volcano is going to erupt again?
It doesn't say when. It just hopes for soon.
Okay. Well, that's encouraging.
Alrighty. After some time, you guys, based on the rolls here and based on your guys' ability to travel very well, because you're well traveled and you're level 9, you eventually arrive at what seems to be the kind of beginnings of the city of Ungoli. You've not breached what I would say the border of this city, but you can start to see the kind of more formal setup. You don't see anyone yet. You still see the shadow in the darkness, but you can see the signs. You especially, it's like Ungoli 1 more mile, basically.
We approach our final destination. Oh, that sounded quite morbid. We are almost to Nguli.
Shouldn't there be more people?
Perhaps they have hidden or have made themselves scarce. I believe that this beacon of light is likely discernible from a great distance away.
I would assume so.
Well, good. They'll know we're coming. We'll just hop in there and ask around.
What does the sign say of the population of Ungoli? Does it? Nothing? Okay.
The city of energy.
There actually are city signs like that on the surface. The Gishari have a very sophisticated and complex census bureau, but not down here.
I was just curious.
Can we see light from the city at all?
I would say roll perception.
I'm good at this, guys. I actually am good at this. I'm going to roll terribly now. Yeah. So that's a 13.
You see what appears to be maybe the most gentle flicker of a glow of flame.
So either the city's on fire, or we can see lava.
Hey, but we didn't start the fire.
It was always burning since the world's been turning.
Oh, you know that one.
I actually have that one memorized.
Well, I hope it's not burning, because we got stuff to do.
That's
so let's
true.
load up our question crossbow. Let's go hunting.
Question
answers.
crossbow.
Question.
Wait, what?
For answers. Shoot for answers.
I love it. Oh my god, I need to write that one down.
He pulls out a literal crossbow, like with question marks.
Billy takes out her notebook and writes it in there.
Terrific.
I'll continue the
This is
approach.
going to haunt us
Lead the
forever.
way.
Pretty much. So you guys press on and get closer to the city of Ungoli. What you can basically try to follow the thieves' cant, and the druidic. And do you guys want to try to enter the city? Skirt around it? What is your approach
So
here?
when we get to the point where we can see
The front door.
No, because we're only going to be able to see it within 30 feet, are we?
60. 120 for her.
Whenever we can see the city and the guards, we should stop and figure out if your sister's actually in this city or somewhere else.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Because if it points behind us, that means we went past her somewhere.
Oh, yeah. You can still follow the compass. It seems to point to the city.
Okay.
We know nothing of the customs here, but perhaps if they deal with slavery, we could say that we are interested in procuring your sister. That might gain us an entrance into the city.
I mean, or we just ask nicely.
I mean, we've been pretty avoided. I'm thinking there's a 50% chance no one's going to talk to us and everyone's going to continue avoiding us. Or a 50% chance we get arrested because of the swords. So here we are.
I mean, they'll know who I am. They'll let me in.
I'm not sure that's helping us, but
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
I'm going for the 1% chance, or not 1%. I'm going for option C, that they will perhaps attempt to cause us harm, but I guess we will find out.
Mm.
I would say that let us attempt to enter the door. There is no way that they did not perceive us approaching with this bright spectacle of light.
Mm-hmm.
What do I see? Anything different?
No, it's only 120 feet out, and you guys are far from 120 feet out. So.
So I'm just watching for people, anything I can see in the darkness. I'm going to go as far forward from his light as I can, where it's dim light, and use the goggles to look forward.
Just roll perception. You guys have to now move forward at this point.
We are.
Yeah, so as
Yeah.
we're moving, I will scout forward.
You get closer to the city, you can start to see the kind of a gentle glow that partially illuminates this larger city.
I'll take that. 24.
Alrighty. The land kind of divots downward, and you guys are kind of seeing the city, not with a bird's eye view by any means, but a little hill you're allowed to perceive. It is a city with, and this is based on the gentle glow. This is based on magical dark vision, and it's somewhat illuminated the closer you get to the city, and this kind of cold darkness is dissipated. I would say that now that you're closer with the vantage point, you see the kind of dome and stone-like structures of beautiful craftsmanship. The purple and the red and the stone themes that dot the city's landscape. The architecture here is very simple. It is very Romanesque and low, but also has some qualities. Some of the larger buildings have kind of qualities of brutalism and kind of municipal structure. Very similar to what you saw in Fort Mountainhall, but more simple and more severe. There's not a lot of concept of brevity in this architecture. It's mostly just business. You can see what appears to be dwarves moving. These are the four of you have seen one dwarf in your entire life, and you've probably saw a few more back in the day. But this is the city of dwarves. This is the city of Unguli. The large and high stone wall that prevents entry is the gate. In the center of this wall is quite shut and looks impregnable. The guards, and I'm assuming you guys are getting closer, not quite close enough to interact, but close enough to see. You can see they wear brilliant, beautiful, volcanic-based armor, stone, some of them, and then others wear a kind of beautifully well-fashioned glass-like metal armor that gives the slightest and most gentle of kind of a purple shimmer. The crossbows and armaments they have are articulated and mechanical and are the best you have ever seen in their make. Not the kind of stuff that you would see in the priciest of halls in the Gish capital. You can see they have discerning eyes and can see well beyond probably what normal dark vision allows them to see. There are several of them along this wall, and they have different kinds of skin. Some of them have dark black and gray skin with kind of green highlights. Others have this kind of brilliant bronze tan with these glowing auburn hair, golds, auburns, and reds. And these are all dwarves.
So you would have given me the helm back when I woke up before
Of course.
we moved, right? Okay, perfect. And then as we get close enough for them to see, I would have asked for the compass back.
Here you go.
And as close as when we got it close to them to interact, I would have turned on the helm of comprehend languages.
I believe that only applies to writing.
Yep.
It does.
And does it get any warmer yet?
It's getting warmer,
Okay.
as described. Perfect.
Warmer.
Warmer?
So
I thought I heard you say it. I wanted to make sure it wasn't my imagination.
I believe that The time for trickery has passed.
Yep.
We should.
Hello. I'm saying Dwarvish.
So he speaks Dwarven.
So you understand
that's
the
a
literal
thing.
meaning of any spoken language that you hear.
Is it home comparable? So it's spoken and not written.
So you used an action to cast Comprehend Languages spell from it at will, which is both.
Oh.
So you understand written language that you see.
Yeah, you have to touch the surface. Okay, perfect. So spoken and written. So you speak Dwarven,
I think there was
and
a
you say
fourth
hello.
spell that was more like
Hello.
that. Sorry.
Huh?
I just, yeah.
So when you say hello, you see whoosh,
Oh
the
my.
dwarves turn, and they ready their crossbows. Who goes there?
Well, I'm Francis Henryson. These are my friends. And I'm looking for my sister.
You can see one of the dwarves that is wearing robes with this really large amulet, half of it fire, half of it shadow. Steps forward. She looks at you. She has this really broad and well defined face. She has large shoulders. She has a staff, but it's more scepter-like, and it just hangs at her side. How did you venture beyond the Umbral Door?
Someone let us through. And then we walked.
You hear
The king of the Warrens.
Yep.
Granted us passage.
Yep.
To the city of Unguli along
My
the
cousin.
Umbral Road.
She looks beyond, her eyes flare for a moment in a deep purple. You say looking for someone?
Yeah. My sister Vera. Got green skin, black hair.
Really?
Really, really.
You see her pull someone over. They're whispering. Afraid the gate's closed today.
When do you open back up?
Try back tomorrow.
Well, alright, let's make a camp, and tomorrow we'll just knock on the door again.
Hey, what's happening?
They say that the gate is closed. Perhaps we could persuade them to allow us through.
Mhm.
They might hear
Seems
reason.
like a good idea.
Would you like to give it a shot?
I don't speak Dwarven.
Do you speak common?
She doesn't respond.
Do you speak common? My friends here don't seem to speak the tongue.
No, I don't speak gutter trash.
Oh, well, then it's just me and you. Well, tomorrow you said?
Tomorrow, sure thing, come back.
Great, sounds like a time. Well, they said we have to wait here, but they're going to let us right in tomorrow.
What's the?
We do not like waiting. Perhaps we
Yes.
should press them.
All right.
I think that we don't really have the advantage here.
We absolutely do not have the advantage. You are correct. However, they understand us no matter what language we're speaking. And we should just ask what the cost is of entry today.
All right. In Dwarvish. What if we greased your palm? I believe the phrase is. A little money. Help us squeeze on through there.
Roll persuasion.
Plus.
Nice.
Yeah, you're a paladin.
Yeah, it's 60. Or it's 60. 20. 60. I now own this town.
20 total?
Yeah, 20.
Welcome to Francis Henrysonville.
She eyes you. She steps up to the precipice of the wall. You see her say something. Come here. To one of the doors in Dwarvish. She points to one of the guards. He steps up, and you can see this guy is incredibly well armored. He's one of the metal. And they seem to be kind of higher ranking. one of the metal armored, glass-like armor doors. He has a very large, heavy crossbow, and on him are 2 hammers. What do you think? You can hear she's kind of whispering kind of loudly. He's like, I mean, Stoker Braun's not gonna... And she goes... And he goes... Ah! And lands...
Oh.
All right. Let's say 1,000 gold?
I'm a little cash light right now. How are you guys doing?
How much do they want?
Oh, 1,000. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's a lot of gold.
How much do you think a heap of lodestones is worth?
Oh, yeah, we've got loads down.
This gate's not worth 1,000 gold, especially to the King of the Warrens, and keeping trade pleasant and without incident. I can't imagine there's very many Umbral Doors out of this mountain.
Well...
You should name drop me.
My friend here is, Sovelius. He's a friend of a bone woman. Does that help?
I don't care.
Oh, well, that's a damn shame. Didn't work.
Friend of a bone woman.
Nice try, though.
Amazing.
Yeah.
We do have a large supply of lodestones if we wish to use that as barter.
Do they like lodestones?
Do you like lodestones?
You better have a lot of them.
He said a load, I think. So I think that's a good amount.
A load of lodestones.
Yeah, I think that's what he said.
All right.
Are we really gonna pay our way into this city?
1, 2.
See, she's got him right there.
Those are pretty small.
Oh wait, this one's bigger.
See?
Okay.
We got one
and
big
then
one.
There's a little bit smaller.
Oh, see, another big one. Really, a whole load of them.
How long do I do this?
You tell me.
She's just piling them up.
How much do I think is 1,000 gold worth of lodestones?
Well,
You're all
lodestones actually, as it turns out, it takes a lot of them to amount to any amount of value.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I've only said it twice.
I don't like the bigger
How many
ones.
did we pick up?
Yeah, no, they only carry with them there's a heavy mining operation for them for a reason.
Understood.
But you guys are able to amass, I would say, 300. Based on the roll with the bay here, based on the fact you picked up all the little ones, you got 1250 of the bay here. I would say you've got about 300 gold worth of lodestones.
Okay. Whew.
Well, that took
a long time.
That's a start.
There's that.
Well, those are the lodestones. Otherwise, I'm a little light in the pocket nowadays.
That's a shame.
It is.
Then perhaps it was not meant to be, and we will wait.
All right. Well, then we're gonna wait for tomorrow. We'll see you then.
You guys know this door isn't opening tomorrow, right?
I mean, Gilly doesn't.
Henry probably doesn't either.
Let's see. We do have we could try. Well, the problem is I can't interact with them. I can't talk to them. So
Oh, really?
only negotiating through through Francis.
Hey, do they understand Sylvan?
Do you understand Sylvan?
No.
No. Unfortunate.
We also
The
have
gold is
quite a bit
heavy.
of material from the bay here that we slaughtered.
Oh, wait, do you like Bayhair parts? I think I saw a tooth. Maybe
Yeah.
a scale. All
I
right.
mean, we don't have too much of that to give away. You're welcome to give away your part.
I mean, we were collectively trying to get in through this door. I'm trying to think of resources that we have at our
I think
disposal.
there's better ways than paying them.
Okay.
And I would have scooted them away to say that out loud.
If you guys would like to attain access through subterfuge, that is fine by me.
All right. Well, we'll wait for tomorrow, and we'll see you bright and early for that open door.
Sounds great. Yeah,
All
shame I
right.
killed my friend. I thought I was going to get 1,000 gold.
I know we all make mistakes, and I'll just grab the body and start pulling it towards us.
She's like, stop right there.
You don't want a proper burial for your friend?
We will bury him.
Oh, all right. Pat his head and roll him over.
Oh
They have to open the door to get their friend.
Oh, there you go.
You see the ground go.
boy.
You hear a chanting, and the ground, and then,
Oh, that's just darn convenient. Saves on mess, saves on time.
and you hear her chant Druidic whenever she does that. She just holds out her hand, and the ground swallows him.
Once we're
She walks away.
a safe distance away, while we have multiple modes of transport, I can convert myself into a small flying creature. You can teleport large distances. I think that we can bypass this wall readily, although we will want to avoid
Everyone.
drawing the attention of the
I'm pretty
Townsfolk.
sure we'll stick out like sore thumbs in there, not being dwarves and all.
They seem magically competent. Do you think maybe we could even get past there with teleportation? It's probably warded. Or something.
I mean, it depends on how much is warded, because I could dimension door up and then fall with feather fall.
Right, okay.
I could potentially get
And at that
closer
point,
and use
I'm
Gladiosa to
get
scan
shot.
the wall to tell me perhaps what she, well, if it is, well, that will only tell us if it's magically enchanted and what types of magic.
Would you like to perform a reconnaissance?
I would like to. Yes, please.
Roll stealth.
I will give him guidance before he leaves.
Thank you.
Right in
I'm
the
going
butt.
to cast Enhance Ability on you.
Dex?
That is,
Yeah.
thank you. I already have advantage on stealth checks, but that is
Oh, then I'll
appreciated.
cast Enhance Ability Wisdom on you. I knew that you had advantage on stealth.
Thank you.
Wisdom
would
for your
be-
perception.
18 on the dice, plus 7, plus 8, so 26.
Alright, so you slip into the shadows and get very close to the wall. What would you like to do now? You can see the guards that have the volcanic. They seem to come in pairs. There's the kind of the volcanic stone guards and these kind of shadow glass guards. And you can see one of them looks over. Doesn't seem to see you at all. Just keeps looking. These guys are lethal. They look.
I would have Gladiosa scan the wall to pick up the types of magic.
So you see her let out just like a little cone, and it's like. Then it shrinks back. The wall surprisingly does not contain many magical properties. This is incredibly interesting.
You will have much to report back to your creator.
Much indeed.
And then while I'm here, I will look for what appears to be any weaknesses or kinks in the armor, so to speak. Like
Roll investigate.
the tube from whatever that thing was. Minas, whatever. I'm thinking of Lord of the
What's
Rings.
happening over there? Great.
Oh, I don't have advantage on investigate. I have advantage on perception check.
Correct.
That's a 10.
No real weaknesses. This is a very well-made wall, but as you sit there with your perception and watch the guards, they travel in 2x2s. You sit there, I'm going to say, for a while if you want to gain any actual useful information.
Of course.
They travel in 2x2, but they get sleepy, they get lazy.
Right.
There's a change of the guard at some point. There's probably a window there.
Getting an idea of the cadence of
Yep.
when they pass.
And you've stuck by him so far, so.
When I feel sufficiently informed, I will return to the group with what I've found.
All right. He returns and briefs you on everything that I just described.
So, what did the Druidic say as we got closer to the city?
It got more involved about the timing of the burps of the volcano and the waiting and the coming of the eruption, that kind of stuff.
Perfect.
I believe that if we used Pass Without a Trace and extinguish any magical forms of light, we would have a solid chance of gaining passage beyond the wall. It does not seem to be warded, particularly against magic.
Well, I'm not necessarily the quietest of people. I've got this heavy armor.
I can make you incredibly quiet.
Ooh, can you now?
I mean, even if we slip past, we're still walking targets, and they looked very, very deadly.
Did anyone catch the name of the guard at the front of the gate?
No, I don't think I did.
I didn't catch any of what was said.
No names were provided and we didn't ask. I would recommend that rather than trying to slip past them in darkness that some of us can't see through, we go back as a, what's the word I'm looking for? Pilgrimage party. We have come to see the nature and wonder of the god of the mountain. We only wish to cast our blessings and go.
I look like one of the dwarves I saw now. I could do that. That works.
There is a circle of druids here. That's the right terminology, right?
Yep.
That worships the nature within the mountain and the volcano. It holds. Near my grasslands, growing up, there were a number of traveling druids that came to see the volcanoes in our mountain range.
No.
So it could work. I have no problem speaking to her in Druidic, and it might save us some coin.
I mean, that's a good idea. I don't think disguising us will work. We're saying, like, this is our one and only thing because we've already kind of come out and said. But,
Yeah,
I mean,
he's
if
here
you
for his sister, but
if you talk to her in Druidic, maybe she'll allow you to pass. Or if you have some, you could share knowledge with her or exchange Druidic formulas or whatever you do.
I do not believe. Well, I think that might have been a good option to open with. I believe that, as Sibelius has indicated, we have tipped our hand. It would be incredibly transparent for us to come back moments later and say, we are here on a religious pilgrimage. Please ignore our friend who is only here to see his sister. I believe that I have successfully scouted a path within the city. Perhaps they get other travelers. We have no reason to believe that our being different will immediately create targets on our backs.
then I could at least create a distraction.
If you believe that is necessary. I have the timing of the guards, and we have many means to mask our approach magically.
How tall was
That
the
could
wall?
work.
I mean, I'd say. Sorry.
Matt, do you know how tall the wall was?
I was letting Rob speak.
Oh, sorry.
Answer you.
I'd say before we try to just sneak past them, I mean, worst case scenario, you talk to them and we're still outside the wall, and then we try to sneak past.
I'd say 30. No, I'd say 40 feet. 40-foot wall.
I can't jump a 40-foot wall. And how smooth was it? Could it have been climbed?
Do you not wear boots that enable you to fly, or did you remove those? You are free to approach and try to speak, appeal to their druidic.
Also become a flying creature.
Correct. As can I. And we have and we have teleport at our disposal, and I can teleport.
So
A 40-foot wall is not much of a barrier to us.
we have the simplest of disguises. We have a set of acolyte robes that we could wear.
For completely.
No. But the robes are just acolyte robes. So if we don't wear the medallion, it doesn't mean anything to them.
They're like blue and
Yeah,
and
they're
they
watery.
Look,
Like
they look like the drowned god, like the from Game of Thrones, the drowned god, except for it's drowned goddess here. The medallion is a much bigger giveaway, but the robes are a giveaway too.
Yeah.
Could we pass ourselves off as druids from that worship the ocean, the absolute opposite of a volcano?
Yeah, you can certainly try.
I mean,
Why would we be here then?
to witness the wonder and the glory of the exact opposite of what we study? This is a thing druids do.
Selena, I'm sorry, but that sounds like a terrible idea. Why do we not use
I
the
don't
most
think
direct
that
path?
we can get through the city without being detected.
I'm not.
I'd rather
I
be
agree
there
with that.
I'd rather be there, perhaps watched, but not guarded, and I'd really not like to not get arrested in pure darkness. That'd be great.
That makes perfect sense to me. Then I would recommend that you approach solely and try to appeal them as a druid. I would agree not to try to use deception. They would likely see through it.
Yeah.
If
So-
you would wish to make one final attempt, I'm advocating sneaking in because that is what I'm good at.
Okay, then whoever wants to go with you, please do.
They do this a lot.
Well, I mean, let's wait and see
Yes.
what you do
Make
first.
your
and-
attempt.
Yeah.
But if I go up alone with nobody with me, I'm not sure that I can get you guys through too. I just can get myself through at that point.
You can speak on our behalf. None of us can speak druidic.
Correct.
Okay.
Give it a shot.
Sure.
And as you often do with me, I'll just give you a pat on the shoulder.
You have the horn of alarm too, so if you run into problems.
I do.
Always the signs of a good plan.
You don't, because you gave it to Ulrich.
But you guys don't know because I didn't
Thank
kill
you.
you.
Didn't mention it.
She did, but alrighty. So you approach the guard.
So,
Did you guys go with me?
No, but
Nope.
I'm going to give you inspiration. I'm going to say.
So, okay, I have 2 types of inspiration now.
Oh, you
You only
only have
have one.
inspiration. Never mind. I can't give you inspiration.
I've got DM inspiration.
Never mind.
The ultimate inspiration.
I'll hang on to that for later.
What do you say?
So, if there's is there a druidic greeting that is like a hand over heart or like a specific bow or?
You can greet her in Druidic, sure.
Yeah, then that's what I'll do.
Alrighty. She looks over. Oh. A druid. A surface druid. How can I help you?
I came to witness the nature of the god of this mountain.
And what would a surface dweller want with the god of the mountain and the king of shadow and flame? Sorry, the queen of shadow and flame.
I've seen other of her kind and have a great appreciation. I come as a pilgrimage, nothing more, nothing less.
But you were with that orc boy.
I was. He is here for his sister. It is better to travel in packs along this road. I hear it's dangerous.
Yes, surface dwellers do have a bestial mentality. They abscond larger families for smaller ones. Go and roll persuasion. Step 1.
I'll take that. Okay. Persuasion, you said?
Yep.
Would be a 21.
I suppose you are drawn to the goddess of the queen of shadow and flame and the goddess in the mountain, much like a moth is drawn to the flame. Tell me, surface dweller, what kind of druidic circle were you trained in?
Of the grasslands. Flame does not fare well there, but it's fascinating nonetheless.
No, especially in the dry summer, when the grass grows weary and all moisture has left it.
However, it has a cleansing to it.
All needs to be cleansed, grasslands included.
Are we already in this campaign?
So, you wish to worship the Queen of Shadow and Flame. By rights, you are entitled to entry. But I cannot promise your safety in the city of Unguli.
I agree that is not your concern.
Outsiders don't often venture into these doors unless they are chattel to work the furnaces. Careful, lest you become one of them.
I would request passage for those that were with me before as well. They come with me to also see the wonder.
I don't think they do. Go and roll deception.
Use dark green for that one. And there's so inspiration to remind me. It's been a while since I've had to use one. I can use it after I roll, but before I know my consequences.
Yep.
Yep. We'll go ahead and use that. Is that deception?
Yes.
Oh, that's not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. Okay. Ooh, that could be alright. 17.
Ooh. Oh no. Oh no. God damn.
That's okay.
Do I seem stupid to you?
No, but they will behave themselves in the same manner that I will in your city.
I will let you lot beyond the Umbral Door, or sorry, beyond the gate, into the city of Unguli. Do not, under any circumstances, get it in your mind to free the slaves, or to mess with any of the furnaces. Except perhaps the 11th furnace. Come on in. What did you say your name was?
Selena.
I am Prinda.
Good to meet you.
It is nice to meet someone from another circle who would travel all this way. May you bask in the flame, and may you know the shadow. The doors, and the gate rises.
Prinda under allies.
I'm impressed.
The rolls were in your favor. Thank God. That's all I have to say. Thank God. I didn't have that battle map ready. I'll include that on the DM prep.
Boy.
So you guys, stunning all odds,
That's damn impressive.
somehow work.
Okay, hold on. I have to go and put things. Hold please. That was Prinda. Prinda.
Yeah.
You got the secret druid handshake over there?
She is the great master of the great Grate, the great master or meister of Ungoli.
Ungooli.
Ungulie. Ungoli.
Okay, I can get behind that.
Great master or great meister.
Okay. Unguli, and she specifically said
Don't fuck with any of the furnaces.
furnace 11.
Yep, except for the 11th furnace, perhaps.
Do you share that info?
Bit of intrigue.
Hey, we're gonna get into the city first.
I'm just asking because I only put it in my notes if I know it as Gilly.
You'll know it.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll know it.
And you also heard her say, shit, I forgot the name. Stoker Brund. You heard that word come out of her mouth. And that was after you mentioned your sister and everything.
But that's what got that guy killed.
Yes, he mentioned it.
Yeah, she killed the guard and then tried to make a deal with you guys. That's literally what happened.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yep.
Oh my god.
That was intense.
Well, thanks. I believe with that, we are going to go to break.
Woo!
Thank you, Anthony G. 2025 for following. Thank you, King Butterfree for the 500 bits.
Oh!
Thank you, guys. Thank you for chatting. Thank you for just hanging out and being here.
Salty, look out.
Salty got knocked out.
Number 2 is in front of you again.
Antagonizing it.
Salty's going to pick up a second job.
Oh, is it just me or are we all wonky on the video?
No.
Hey!
We're wonky.
Salty, look at you!
He tried.
Look
We
at
don't
you
have
go!
any wonkiness. We have a little.
Oh,
drop.
it's
Okay,
mine.
it might just be me.
Mine lagged here.
Yeah,
Oh,
mine did too.
I only have a few drop frames. Oh, it is wonky.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Wow, that was a
Oh,
face
boy.
I made.
That was a
Alright,
face you made.
Break time.
There, break time!
Break!
Follow us if you're enjoying the stream. Subscribe. Thank you for the bits. Thank you for the follow. We'll be back in about 15-20 minutes. We're going to have some tiramisu.
Woo!
We are back. We are back from our break. The tiramisu was very delicious. Please let us know. We seem to be experiencing some minor technical difficulties. So if we drop some frames, let us know, and we'll try to fix it best we can. Might have to restart the stream, but hopefully not. So we journey back. The Prism plus their little guest has just entered into the dwarven city of Ungoli, city of shadow and flame, and what do you all wish to do?
Did we actually transition?
Yes. Oh, there's more drop trip.
Well,
Oh, there it goes. Wow, that's really lagged.
there seems to be a. Are you relayed what she told us yet, or did you even?
We're gonna get a little farther out, so that I will say as we're passing, once we're past the door, but probably not out of earshot. She knows we're full of some level of shit. Just a heads up, we're probably going to be trailed for some portion of whatever we're doing. So keep a lookout.
And we're outsiders in a strange city. The fact we were able to get in is a miracle in and of itself.
Wouldn't it be the first time we were followed through a city?
True. I'm just letting you know.
You meet some of your best friends like that, like good old Stumpy the Gnome.
Also, she said not to.
That was,
I said nothing. It's not on the stream for posterity at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
She said not to touch any of the forges. Do not touch them. Do not mess with them. Do not disrupt them. And then we're far enough out that I think we're not going to be listened to. Except 11. Not entirely sure what that means.
Why 11? Yeah.
But here we are. I told her that we were here to talk to a sister and to be respectful of the goddess of the mountain. That's their referral to the volcano. That evidently come to feed as well. So this is fun.
Wait, what's about feeding?
The whole point that we came to find the volcano and
Right.
the furnaces.
Excuse me.
Oh, that's what you mean.
My hope is that whichever we should probably head towards Furnace 11 for our purposes here.
Right.
I'm assuming that's where your sister is too, if coincidence means anything to us.
Well, let's take a look there. Sound like I have one inclination one way or the other.
As we're walking through the city, I'm going to keep an eye open for a tavern or two. And like anything that particularly sparks my interest.
Alrighty. Sorry, I'm monitoring this because I'm trying to open Roll20 again and make
That's
sure
okay.
it doesn't cause the drops. So, as you guys enter into the city of Ungully, you can see it is almost all entirely of dwarves, maybe 95%. The few people that you do see, they're not dwarves. Quite a few elves are here, but they are bound and they are enslaved. There are some gnomes, there are even some halflings, but everyone who's not a dwarf here, other than you folk, are slaves. The dwarves vary between the kind of more the shadowy looking dwarves with the dark skin and then the more sun-kissed dwarves, lava-kissed dwarves with bronze skin and red hair. Those are the two prominent type of dwarves. You're going to enter a tavern, you said?
No, I'm looking to see like what shops and houses we're passing as we go through towards the furnaces, because I totally got directions, right?
Well, you have a compass, thankfully.
To-
So you first enter the kind of center ring. The kind of this appears to be what I would mark as the municipal quarter. Not quite a town hall, but a kind of center gathering location with basic market goods, taverns, and the like. The dwarves all eye you with a ferocious attitude whenever they see you, and they kind of look curiously as they kind of check for your markings, and you can see them all speaking to one another. Like, where's their master?
Just an FYI, I went back to Gilly after it was decided we weren't going to try to sneak in as dwarves.
Okay. There is markings of the Umbral Goddess everywhere you seem to look. Where she is not of purely shadow, she is of flame, and where she is not of either of those, she is both. So, purely of those, she is both. You guys are in kind of the center area, but it's not the center. The rest of the city is all out. Do you wish to press on and try to find? What do you wish to do?
Well, I want to find my sister, so that's my vote.
I'm guessing the less time we spend here, the better.
Probably.
Perhaps we could use the compass to locate his sister.
Yeah, let's start there.
The hint of the 11th furnace, while intriguing, I believe should be our secondary course of action.
Correct. Roll perception.
And a compass
that's
gives you
Advantage.
advantage.
I rolled a nat 20.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, I'll take
So
that.
19.
19, yeah. Or 19.
Yeah. The whiz, a 5. Yeah.
You hone yourself in there for about 30 seconds. You focus on your sister. her rebellious and inventive nature, and the compass points you towards it. You go past the center ring, you go through a wall, you go through another wall, and you enter what seems to be the kind of outskirts. As you get closer to the outside, but really the most inner part of the city, on the far side of the city to the exterior wall, you can hear the kind of low rumble of, and the glow grows ever brighter and kind of crests over these large high walls. And every once in a while you see, as you reach towards the outer wall that seems to rest over the volcano, the city becomes much, much warmer. There are still these kind of cold alleys and pockets of shadow, but you then see along the outer wall, you scan 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 13 kind of large structures. Each of them is a kind of temple with different inscriptions, different writings, slightly different and varying structures, but they vary between shadow, flame, shadow, and all sorts of journeys and carvings are on each of them. The temple structure seems to be in front of what looks to be a more industrial edifice, with what you can only imagine is a furnace. What do you wish to do?
Which furnace is the compass pointing at?
So you don't know how they are numbered, but it is what I would say the third from the right. So it's either 11 or 3.
Do they count from left to right or right to left?
I'm sure.
I
Probably
know.
ask someone.
Let's try our luck. I'm guessing the less people we talk to.
I love that idea. Lo is. She's like, we should ask somebody.
Yeah, we don't know where we are. We should ask
Well, I
them.
can speak for.
Yeah.
The less people we talk to, the better. Let's walk like we know what we're doing and with purpose towards that one.
No.
Either of you see any symbols
Never
or
let me talk
anything?
to anyone.
I will look around for that, but first let me ask the dungeon master. Do we see any, like, accessible, you were describing that there's big plumes of magma or lava. Is there any that we could get into close proximity to now at this point?
If you climbed over the wall, the massive volcano this city's built above, it juts out over the volcano, and there's just pure it's magma, pure magma beneath you.
I say that we do not know what befalls us if we attempt to rescue Francis's sister. Perhaps we should ensure that our primary objective of freeing Mr. Bones from his servitude is met.
I agree.
If it's
How-
easily accessible to get, where we won't draw unneeded attention or ire.
How likely is his demise going to alert anybody within range?
I know nothing of arcane
Significantly.
works. I
Can
will
I
leave that to you and
do
Civilius.
an
I mean, we
arcana
need to
check
have a
see if-
ritual, so as
Well-
long as there's
Oh,
people around, they'll
that's-
notice.
Right.
So, yeah, that's the thing we have to do.
Do I know what the steps are?
Roll Arcana.
I will assist.
Yes.
Sorry, who's Mr. Bones?
Don't worry about it.
We have a promise to keep.
All right, well, fair enough. You help me, I help you.
That would be 22.
So as you guys got a kind of briefing from Naz about the destruction of these magic artifacts, if this was like a cursed sword that someone had cursed and you just toss in the lava, no big deal. An artifact from time immemorial from the Sorcerer Kings takes more appreciation. So to revisit those points, it's like a funeral. You're casting Mr. Bones into the fire and letting him go. He's a powerful artifact, and you guys are making that choice. Magic cares what you care about. And it takes a certain kind of ritual and appreciation for the gravity of your situation.
Perhaps if we locate one of the many temples overlooking the volcano, they will allow us proximity. Maybe it would seem as if we are paying our respects. You spoke of feeding the volcano earlier.
No. I was using that as a euphemism for us. I said nothing of that to Prinda. Her name is Prinda, by the way. At the gate, I said I wish to come as a pilgrimage and view the wonder that is the goddess of the mountain. And that was, I kept it very vague, very minimal.
Okay, good.
And
Well, perhaps they would not mind us tossing something in.
so I'm not worried about that. If we could do a 2-for-1 as something that's difficult but achievable, and we find his sister, at least give him a moment, and whatever blast of energy is going to come from releasing Mr. Bones.
I mean, if nothing else, maybe his sister knows which one is Furnace 11.
Let's go towards the one that's either 11 or 3, providing they're in numerical order. Let's hope for the best.
Let's go. I hear she got a
Fingers
promotion
crossed.
recently.
Oh,
So are you going to
that's
one?
nice.
Are you going to the one that
I think
the
that's-
compass points to?
Yes.
Rob, did you want to say something?
No.
And to answer the kind of latent question, you imagine if the ritual is successful, destroying Mr. Bones is not going to be the most subtle of experiences.
I
No.
figure, yeah.
I mean, I need to cast a magic
The
circle.
only furnace we were allowed to touch is 11, so let's head towards that.
Perfect.
All right.
Straight away.
You step towards the temple, and you can see there are parishioners and priests of sorts and acolytes outside, and they halt.
Yes,
You are not from here, are you?
I'll answer in him in Druidic. We're here on pilgrimage.
And who grants you passage into this city?
Your great master.
Prinda?
May I ask who I'm speaking with?
I am acolyte Zahn.
My name is Selena. We just wish to see the splendor of the goddess.
Go ahead and roll deception.
May I assist her in some way?
Yep.
I will say yes, we have traveled quite far through the Umbral Road in order to reach this destination.
He stares at you.
I do not react.
Your
I
alchemical,
don't roll, I just assist.
your alchemical golem talks an awful lot.
They all do.
It's a good thing he couldn't understand any of that.
I know. I've been traveling with them for some time. It makes the travel safer. Peace and quiet of a normal pilgrimage has been lacking. You said deception?
Yes.
Okay. If I can do math, 25. Thank you.
We allow all who wish to see the goddess passage in Hot.
Thank you.
All who travel through the trial.
Of course. Yep.
It's
Yep.
always a trap.
100%.
We don't get acolytes robes at the end of this, do we?
We've been down this road.
No.
Good. What can we know about the trial? And I'll switch back to common. What can we know about the trial?
And a very bright white fire erupts in front of the door. And it's just like a very localized inferno.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Simply walk through the inferno. If you are true of heart, if you're not chosen to deceive me, you'll be fine. But if you have, then the acolytes will deal with you.
And is he referring to the fire, or is he referring to whoever has surrounded us?
What lies beyond that door will be your trial.
Not even the inferno is the trial.
We got this.
Abort!
We wish you and your city no harm.
Then pass through the inferno.
You got a potion
I'll
of fire
walk through
resistance.
Oh my god.
Is there anyone else who would like to join her?
As I approach the inferno, am I able to see through it?
No.
So let's
Go.
back up a second. For Arcana's sake, I would only pass through it if I'd seen something like this before, and like I knew someone could conjure fire that wasn't harmful.
I don't know, you already said you went
So go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
Perfect. Okay, I can manage that.
Oh no.
Just ruin things.
No, I am fucked.
16.
So you pass through the fire and you can feel the heat and the intensity. And as you pass through the inferno, you can see it burn. You can feel it burn at the outer reaches of your mind. And you hear all voices. And you feel like this penetration of flame and searing hatred enter your heart. And then there's this kind of kickback. This is not the place for you, demon. And it... You pass through the door unharmed.
One down, 4 to go.
Who else would like to pass through the inferno?
Are you alright?
You cannot speak to her. You are through the door. You've entered a chamber. She's out of the scene. Who would like to pass through the inferno?
I couldn't even use message to try to talk to her?
You can try.
Selena?
You can't hear her.
Selena?
I'm just
no.
guarding her so it can't hurt, right? Because I'm not lying. I'm not trying to deceive it. So I will proceed to attempt to walk through.
Roll a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Give yourself inspiration.
No.
Okay. That is an 8.
Oh no.
The bay here was...
Did you
was
want to
light.
drink a potion of fire resistance before you pass through?
No.
Okay.
Oh no.
Not that much, actually. Oh, just those two. So you take 18 points of fire damage.
Absorb elements.
So you pass through. Oh, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts. You hear just as I described. Deception. Flies away from you, and you enter the
Deception.
chamber.
I didn't deceive anyone. I never said I was on pilgrim.
Okay.
Okay.
I always like that. Who else would like to enter through the temple, to the temple door?
Well, you want to go together?
Hang on. I just drank one of my potions of fire resistance. How are you with fire?
Well, not great, as far as I know.
I hand you my other one. Drink up.
I suppose
Thanks.
I will as well. If we're in this together.
And I'm
No.
going to cast a second level Armor of Agathis on myself.
Okay.
Oh, that'll be interesting. The steam and... Yep.
Go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
I'm really good at this.
This is not going to go well. Okay.
15 minutes.
Wisdom. Oh, I didn't even notice that. I got 14.
Smoking these meats.
14?
Yes.
13.
15.
15? 13? Mm-hmm. You guys all pass through.
Oh my god, with a -3! I made it!
And you guys, when you enter the chamber, you just see Sylvilius is like... there's all this magma and fire bearing down on him, and then he just casts it off, but he's a little charred from the experience. So,
You okay there?
Yep. The
First level healing word on.
humble stone and metal
Okay.
chamber that you see before
Sure.
you has
Never mind.
sconced gargoyles and nice, delicate fixtures all throughout it. It is simple and square, and maybe perhaps even rectangular, except for beneath it, you can see a strip of flowing,
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
bless
Sorry.
you, flowing magma, some 20, 30 feet down. And there's there's this nice open grate, so that someone could just fall in.
Oh.
Oh, that's convenient.
Oh,
It's nice. where you toss your trash,
What do you wish to do?
Provided no one is coming for Civilius, because he's the only one that had to absorb elements, right?
Yep.
Or anything. Continue forward towards wherever this corridor leads.
Perfect.
Down to 0.
Just follow and not say anything.
No more potions of fire
Does what?
resistance for
I'm
Gilly.
just gonna follow and not say anything.
I'm gonna whisper to you, stay close.
Okay.
So, the massive opening of fire between you and magma is 15 feet.
15?
Yep, you have to either jump or something.
Oh.
Yeah, there's no walkway. There's an opening from either side of the room, and there's these two kind of... actually, go ahead and make perception.
Well, that's a 10.
10.
Justice.
So you guys are
Oh no!
Is there any magic keeping people from stepping across this space magically?
That would be cruel, wouldn't it? Gladiosa, do you see
That's a
any
white
magic?
horse.
Perhaps that would block passage.
There is some latent conjuration magic deep in the magma.
There's conjuration magic within the magma. Thank you, Gladiosa. Conjuration, does that not mean conjuring creatures?
Probably.
It also means teleportation.
Oh no!
It does.
This is the worst, man. I
Correct.
hate you so much. Look at that little smile.
Yep.
Why do you do this to us?
Because we play Dungeons and Dragons and not Pocket Polly or whatever game.
Yeah. Polly Pocket.
Yeah, whatever.
I prefer Mad Max myself. Or
Well, what was the story that I was reading recently?
Mighty
It's
Max.
not like
Mighty Max.
the dragons and the monsters you put in front of people that kill them. It's just a 10-foot pit.
Correct.
Yeah.
filled with magma.
What do you all wish to do?
One moment.
Who is, so is the firewall still behind us?
Yeah.
Who else is in this small antechamber?
Just y'all.
We've
I
got
can-
magma, time, and ourselves.
We probably don't want to do it in this.
If it teleports things someplace, that's not good.
Yeah.
We should.
I need quite a bit of space in order to do it correctly.
Got it.
I'm gonna take one of the lodestones that we didn't use to pay anybody, bribe anybody to get in here,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna drop a small lodestone just in and see what happens.
Okay then. So the lodestone, when it drops, scatters across the surface of the magma, and it just kind of hangs there for a second. You can see the magical energy dissipate from the stone, and the magma, this kind of hand-like thing, grabs it and pulls it down.
Okay, so that's the thing that it's gonna do. Let's.
That's legit.
I can make an attempt because the potion of fire resist is still on.
Yep, hour.
I'm going to step of the wind, and I'm going to.
Hey, wait. Try throwing this one across. I'm not good at throwing. Just see if something passing over it gets like sucked into it.
I'm going to use my. Let's just try to tell it.
Well, okay.
And then I'm going to step of the wind, and I'm going to leap over. I can leap.
Land on the other side of the grate.
Oh, easy.
Do you want
Misty
to
step.
take somebody with you?
I cannot.
Misty Step, go ahead and make a charisma saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh,
Is it a charm or fear thing?
not as such.
So I'm very much like.
Goodbye,
Morpheus.
everyone. Nat 20. With a plus 0 to charisma.
Wow.
So you in a mist, and you can see. Normally, Misty Step is instantaneous. You guys all of a sudden see this kind of vague outline of Sovelius, and it's like slowly traveling over this barrier of lava, and you can see it get pushed back and go forward and get pushed back, and then it appears next to Justice.
I'm not doing that again. Oh my god.
You seem to have some difficulty.
Yeah.
How far can you jump?
That's a good question.
Long jump is your strength score.
Are you
if
strong
have
enough
a
to
10
throw
foot
me
running.
over?
If you have a
can
10 foot
float
running,
me. Cloaky can float you.
Can you guys
yes.
hear me?
That's
Yes, what's
magic.
that?
your jumping long jump is your strength score. If you have a 10 foot running start.
All right. Well, I can just try to hoof it here.
All
Can I get a
sorry.
piggyback ride
No.
or something?
Yes, your strength.
It's gonna be.
So, Gilly,
I'm little.
I can carry you if my boots work.
Yeah, I'm worried about using magic to get over that. Did you see what happened to
Is
Sibelius?
it technically magic? Because it's just boots. It's not. We're not.
They're
in
magical
force.
boots.
Yes.
They don't just fly on their own. It's magic that lets them
But
fly.
it's not. I don't think it'll be an issue.
I don't
can
believe
try.
that.
It probably defends
I'd
against
like to watch
teleportation
you go
magic or
then.
not.
Yeah, this isn't teleportation magic. So
I'll watch you go. If it works, you can come back and get me.
That's fair.
we'll see.
I
That's a
am
decision I've yet to make.
terrified of this
Um,
magma.
I can give you advantage on your strength checks if that would help jump across.
Sure. And I'll carry you over here.
Oh, great.
Hop on.
Woo!
He rolls a nat one.
Well, it's been fun.
Roll
I'll give you
athletics.
inspiration. I'll say,
So
I believe you can do it. You look real strong.
Hang on.
This is going to be great.
Roll athletics.
I
Okay.
enhanced his ability before he jumped.
Okay.
And I gave him
So-
inspiration just now.
Okay. Athletics
All these eggs in one.
is 17.
You get
You
advantage.
get advantage.
Okay, that's
That was
very kind.
hot dice. Hot dice.
Okay, that's 20. Hold on now. 22.
You and Gilly
Oh, good.
land on the other side.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
New best friends.
Very good.
Selena,
I'll
do you,
just fly over.
you fly over. So you
Yeah.
guys all do this in pretty quick succession. I'll put you, Gilly and Francis are together. I'll put you over here. Alrighty. So as you do that, as you guys all land, Sibelius, and you guys hear, and there's this gout of flame,
No.
and it spins around. Roll initiative.
Yeah. No, no, oh, no.
Oh, man, great. That's the one I want to use. My
Can we not
21.
get through
Yeah.
this with
Wow.
words?
Okay.
Yeah, good stuff.
20.
Good stuff.
Oh, wait. You need, yeah, I'll wait. Sorry, I got excited.
Yeah. It's like I too like to shout initiatives when the DM has an extra.
25.
Good times,
Persuasion check of
folks.
60. I own this town.
All right. 25-20.
Salty.
22.
21.
20.
I think that's the highest initiative I've ever rolled. Because I had a net.
This is the first time we've had
15 to
3 of us
20.
on that.
20-15. 15-10.
I'm 10.
So this. What's yours?
4. I rolled a nat 1. I'm good at initiatives.
And you're the one that got us into this.
Selena, your turn.
Yes.
Behind you appears a large creature made of entirely of elemental fire.
So you're resistant to fire damage for an hour.
I'm going to throw up a watery sphere between it and us.
Hey.
Are you putting it on it?
I'm gonna.
You're trying to wrap it around in the watery sphere?
Actually, don't listen to me.
I haven't decided if I want to make everyone angry yet or not.
What's the saving throw?
Yeah, let's strength 16. Let's do it.
Okay, it gets a 16 exactly.
Okay.
However, since the... So the... yep, and I knew this would happen. So you conjure the watery sphere, and the moment it hits it, you just see the water elemental take something like 1,000 points of damage from the water.
Yeah.
And it just goes... And steam fills the antechamber.
Ooh.
That encounter's over.
Oh,
Look at that.
did something happen?
So you guys are barely stirring. Selena turns around. She's like, "Oh fuck no!" And there's a watery sphere that just goes. And by the time it's done spinning, that thing is just gone.
It's a sauna now.
Yeah, we should move.
That's decent.
Alrighty, you guys move forward.
Yes.
Indeed.
All right, so I won't. We'll just use this
Amazing.
as kind of a reference. I'm sure I will.
Should I move the sphere with us? Or was it obliterated?
How long
by
is...
the-
No, it's good. How long does it last?
Oh, just a minute. That's it.
It would be gone, basically.
Yeah.
In D&D
I'm not
terms.
worried.
Wow.
Wow.
You guys enter the next... We're not going to move you around a bunch and play that game. We're just using it as like a reference
Yeah.
to...
Sure,
So
sure.
that we know.
So you guys move into the... I'll move you around when shit happens, I guess. You guys enter this next thing, and there's a grate that you can skirt around the side. And there's seems to be one hallway peering down.
Oh. Alright, we'll play this game. So my boots can keep me up for a long time, right?
Up to 4 hours, and you have to use a minute at a time.
Okay. I will concentrate.
So I'll kind
that
of
would
move you guys in the next room, just happenstance.
That doesn't make me lose concentration on enhance ability.
No, it's not a concentration effect.
Oh no. Not
She'll
the
live.
notebook.
It's all good.
What do you guys wish to do?
If you guys want to go around the edge, I will hover on that corner so that I can see them all the way around in case anything comes up to bite them.
All right.
I will grip the edges of my cloak, and I will attempt to kind of soar around high above the magma.
Roll perception.
I shall. And I can use Gladios's stat. She has the +6, correct?
Correct. That's what she's there for.
That's a 9.
Cool. Okay, you look around. It's basically how you see on the map. There's these little flame sconces that illuminate the area. It is swelteringly hot in here. You are 40 feet above a volcano. And you guys can feel, those of you who are susceptible to exhaustion, you can feel it building up.
I do not see anything in the room.
Yeah.
Perhaps we should move quickly.
Absolutely.
All right, let's go.
I will start
And
making
I'm
our
holding
way around the
create
edge.
water.
Well, you have to cast that and hold it, and it will last for 6 seconds.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
it. Okay.
That's how readying works, yep.
Got it. Never mind.
Yeah, I generally don't ready outside of a scene, unless it's a cantrip.
Unfortunately, I do not have the water cantrip.
The massive gallon of water cantrip, yeah.
Well, let's just, I guess, walk around this thing.
So we'll just cut away from the map for now. So, you guys enter into an antechamber that you guys you guys travel a little further south and you enter what appears to be a kind of crossroads. Are you guys doing this stealthily? How are you approaching?
As long as we don't see anyone, I mean, quietly, but with purpose.
All right. Who would like to helm the perception check for the next?
Sure.
I will assist you.
Okay.
Wait,
So-
I'm not trained in perception, so never mind. I can't do that.
I
Gladiosa
will
gives you
also-
Oh, that's right. She's trained. Gives me trained. Sorry.
So is
I know they have
Gladiosa a big dice, a purple one, or a green
Green
one?
one. Light green.
I will do both green ones then.
I just thought she had a higher bonus than me. I didn't realize that gave me the...
19.
Alrighty, you look around and you do see. So you enter into this. You move. We'll say south downwards into this kind of crossways, and again, the lava just beneath you, a grate that travels around it. This room you can kind of circumvent and travel within. So you're facing down. To your right is someone. You can see a dwarf who is wearing brilliant red ruby armor, and he has 2 really nice fiery hammers. And they're both on his back, and he seems to be supplicating himself at this large fountain that has the head of a half dwarf, half dragon like creature who is pouring lava into this fountain, and the lava cascades down, and he seems to be saying some kind of prayer. He has not noticed you.
We forgot to ask if this was vault 11.
So that is what you see to the right, to your left, and then to your right. So you see what looks to be the beginnings of a tomb, a mausoleum, a crypt. You can see dwarven skulls in these little sconces, and it's a corner, and there's a brazier standing in the middle. And ahead of you, straight ahead, is another room, another kind of thing you gotta kip over or what have you, but then there's just a shut door. That's what you see. So you have fountain of lava, guy praying, beginnings of a crypt, shut door.
And those are 3 offshoots from the same thing.
Yep.
Once we return back to the group, say, which direction is his sister? Perhaps that will guide our way.
I'm going to use the compass to roll.
Yep.
It's advantage. Is it advantage?
Yep. The compass offers you advantage.
That's the exact same roll. 8.
I mean, it's staring at a compass. Points to the fountain. The river fountain? Yeah, it points to the magma fountain.
Alright, well, maybe we should ask for directions.
Well, probably not ask for directions, but we can walk through the fountain room. Let's start there.
Still need to ask if this is where we need to be.
I mean, he's going to notice us, I think, right?
He probably will.
So-
I mean,
It seems friendly to just say a little hello.
I mean, I'd wait till he finishes whatever he's doing
that seems
first, obviously.
reasonable.
Right, let's not interrupt him.
We're slaves in this city.
No, we're not.
If they capture us, we are slaves in this city, and we have no say otherwise.
If they capture us.
The less people we talk to, the better.
Matt, when I look
It's
at the
not that I
dwarf,
don't
does he
want
have
you to be
does the text above
friendly.
him glow red, indicating that he's an enemy?
Thank you for that interruption. That was very pertinent.
Breaking the tension.
Yeah, so we'll find places for you guys to be friendly with everybody, I promise. Here is not it.
We could attempt to sneak past him if he is distracted by his prayer.
Try.
That would probably be appropriate.
You can see, with your guys' perception, you can see this guy has all sorts of manacles and chains and keys hanging from his belt.
Ah.
It is good to know where he is. He is probably another gate or master.
The 5 of you sneaking past him is going to be a tight fit.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is. So,
What would you like to do?
Well, if you want to sneak past, then
I don't think that's going to be wise, but okay.
we need to go past him one way or the other.
I will cast Pass Without Trace on the group, and we will give it an attempt.
Alrighty.
Be interesting.
Well, worst case scenario, he
Roll
notices
stealth.
with a plus 10.
disadvantage. That would have been good. That's closer.
With a plus 10.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's 13.
I did all right. 21.
14.
No, 31.
29.
So
29.
as you guys attempt to sneak, so what are your totals?
29.
14.
31.
34.
29.
As you guys attempt to sneak past him, there's about a good, maybe 10 feet of clearance behind him that you're able to try to sneak by. He seems to be deep in prayer. He doesn't seem to notice you. You can either go down to a door or onward past the fountain, but you'll be closer into his eyesight. It's up to you. So you can either keep going, east or go south.
Well, we know where the lava is. We can always come back to the fountain or any of the other pits that we've had to jump across.
It's not a talking moment. You're right behind the guy.
God.
Point down to the area that's not past his line of sight.
All right. Okay. Who would like to try to stealthily open the door?
Sure.
I'll point to the door and then point to the ear. I'll try to stealthily open the door, I guess.
All right.
I'm going to leave
Roll sleight of hand. I'll let it stand.
24.
Natural 1. So you you just grease the wheels, the hinges a little bit. The room before you is a library. It is both a library and a kind of classroom. You can see there is a man, a dwarven man with brilliant red hair, red robes, red and kind of whatever the color stone is gray, red and gray robes. He has some kind of simple staff, and he seems to be poring over a book, and the door is decently loud, but no one seems to... This is kind of an echoey and cavernous place, and no one stirs whenever you open the door.
Looking in, is it a dead end? Like it's just a closed room library?
Yeah, it's well, no. There's a then there is an exit to the east again. So you've gone down south again, and now you can go east.
We still have plus 10. That we.
East.
Oh, east. Where
Yeah.
we're going?
Yeah, you
All
guys
right.
have locked eyes on the compass.
Salting these.
So you guys skirt on past using your pass without a trace and some very lucky rolls. And you guys reach the precipice of a room. I will just say,
So glad.
I can't believe any of this is working.
I am in awe of
This
how badly they are rolling.
is amazing.
I rolled a natural one. And so where are we here?
Having flashbacks to yesterday.
This is the room. And then I will reveal this part.
This is the best.
So you guys, this is the guy you've snuck past in the library. You guys came down around here, huddled, and now you're huddled in this little hallway.
I can't believe that shit worked. What is this?
So is that like a crossroads then?
Yep.
And that's just 5 feet across.
I'll check in a little bit here.
Okay.
Check the compass.
The compass, I would say... God, this is a huge map. It is 15 feet across. There's no grid, so things are deceptive.
Okay.
Got it.
I'd say Francis is first. Sevelius.
Piggyback again?
Hop
So,
on.
you know.
All right. Woo!
We still have advantage.
Great.
Who cast the pass without a trace? Justice, you did?
That was
Good
me.
thing I had advantage.
Yeah.
Lasts for 1 hour.
Hopped across with her on my back.
What's the total?
Sorry, give me a second. Athletics. 20.
Alrighty. You hop across. Oh, fuck. Go
And
ahead
advantage
and,
with one.
are you going to try to
Still-
hide while on that platform?
Hide?
Yeah, I mean, are you trying to remain stealthy?
Yeah, I mean,
I'd say...
sure. Yeah, I mean, probably made some noise with that landing, but alright. Roll stealth.
So yeah, you hop over and there's like a...
Do we roll
And as you land on the
individual?
metal grate, there's an echo. Attempt to roll stealth.
Plus
10.
10. 21.
And it was disadvantage,
Oh.
yeah?
Yeah, I did. That's, 21. Disadvantage.
Damn.
At the same time.
I gotta look this one up. I would say... Alright, so you land there, and you can hear a voice shout, "Who's that? What the hell is that?" And to your north, there seems to be a kind of forge master standing right here. There's a forge just behind him. You guys are dead in his eyesight.
I
Effectively.
think their vision is based on movement. From what I've learned about dwarves. Who speak the language a little bit.
All right, you want to try to talk to him, or
He's
just stand really still?
kind of approaching.
Okay.
Who the hell are you?
My name is Francis Henryson. I'm just taking a little tour of the facilities.
I'm Gilly.
He looks at you both. I see no scorch marks or ash. Roll deception.
Am I assisting at all?
No. I'm
Okay.
Gilly is not enough to assist.
Oh, okay.
Do the rest of well,
14.
he's saying
You guys see it?
dwarven.
Yeah.
14.
You hear a dwarven voice and he's
Yeah.
conversing. 14?
All right,
Yeah.
You're green.
Yeah, I sure am.
Show you're just here to play pilgrim?
Just taking a tour. Beautiful structure here.
Don't forget you have inspiration.
All right.
Great. Well, be seeing ya. I'll start to kind of walk the other way.
See him pull out a pretty big hammer, put it over his shoulder, and walk away.
Best team ever!
This is like one of those video games where you're getting like really deep in the facility and you know you're leaving all the bad guys behind you.
How would you like to pass? Sorry, the other people.
Oh,
Which way?
You're really good at talking to people.
You too.
Thanks.
Impressive. Which way does my compass point?
Sorry, I forgot the music.
As I stand at this crossroads.
South. It's the only way.
No.
Past the man with the forge.
No, he was north.
Got it.
So I'll gesture to you.
Okay.
so
There's a shut door.
what's the distance between where I'm at and to
15
get to
feet.
the other platform?
15.
Not to the middle, but to like directly.
15 feet.
Oh, okay. So from corner to corner?
15 feet.
No, I mean to like the south entrance.
Oh!
Like just jumping straight over.
20 feet.
Oh, perfect. Okay. I'll Misty step straight to that one then.
Okay, mark it off.
Oh, God.
It's 2 misty steps.
Yep.
I'm gonna jump from platform to platform, but rely on my winged boots.
Okay.
So make it look like I'm
Yeah.
jumping.
Alright. I'm gonna say... So you guys are fine. You don't see him up there anymore, I'll say.
And I will soar over with my cloak of the bat.
Alright.
Um,
So you guys all just get over there without issue. You're heading south?
Yep.
There's a shut door in front of y'all.
is it magical?
Does anyone have detect magic?
I will ask Gladiosa to scan.
Potent abjuration magics guard this door, as well as evocation and conjuration. This door that sits in front of you is a beautifully golden, ornate door. It has, on one side, the Umbral Goddess, standing with her hands outstretched. On the other side, it has this kind of coiled and tall dragon.
Is the with the hands outstretched? Is that like physically?
It's embossed,
It's-
engraved.
okay.
It's more like this, you know.
Got it.
I would say half of the door, the Umbral Goddess half is like this gold with these kind of fiery paintings, and the dragon half is shadowy.
I relay the information to the group. Is there a keyhole or anything in the door?
No.
Okay, so it's guarded. It's likely to attack us if we just walk through it. I can try to dispel magic. Dispel it. So that we can sneak past. I don't know how loud that's going to be or what happens if I fail.
Can't we just, I don't know,
No.
ask the door? We can enter.
Please talk to the door as much as you'd like.
I'm going to talk to it in Dwarven. It seems everything here responds in Dwarven.
Oh, we're looking for a path in. Just open right up if you could. That'd be great.
The door doesn't respond.
Yeah.
So close. Good idea.
Because it's a door.
Yeah, correct.
Swing and a miss that guy.
Oh,
They
well,
wanted
was
to
close.
talk
tried.
to something. This is the only thing that's not going to get us killed.
Good shot.
We tried.
It's a good effort.
So?
I would stand back on the platform,
Me too. Dodge action.
and I'm gonna try to dispel magic.
Dodge
I'll
action.
retreat to the platform.
What
I'll
level
give
are you
you-
casting Dispel
I'll
Magic
give
at?
you... Go ahead, answer. Sorry.
Third.
I'll give you an inspiration. I'll say, Selena, I believe in you.
As she
As I dodge action.
Go ahead and roll.
Oh no. And it's a D8.
Yes,
Is this how the prism does? Find out next.
Oh.
I'm assuming you guys all moved up back to the center platform.
cautionary.
Alrighty. So, hang on. It's just a straight roll, or what am I adding to this?
It's wisdom.
Wisdom? Okay. 24.
With a whip of abjurant energy, it slams into the door, and you just see shimmer after shimmer fall.
Gonna make people mad. Oh well.
The magical defenses are gone.
I will proceed to the door.
Go ahead and make a thieves' tool check.
Dodge action.
11.
Yeah, same.
So
Rolled a 4.
thing doesn't open at first, and then you're looking for you looked for a keyhole last time. You don't really see a keyhole, but you can see all these intricate mechanisms throughout the lining of the door.
I'll gesture and be like, okay, I'll try again if I'm allowed to try.
Sure, you can try one more time.
I see that he failed. I will give him guidance.
Okay.
Thank you. Please don't roll below a 10. 4 again with guidance.
Can't you help him? Haven't you helped him in the past?
She's a criminal. She has thieves' tool.
I do. So technically I could. I
You
just
can.
keep forgetting.
So, would
If
you like
you
to?
allow me to help him, I will
He hasn't
help
heard the
him,
results yet.
and I will give him guidance.
All right.
Okay, I'll roll my second dice with the guidance. Much better. 17 plus 2 plus thieves' tool 7, so 26.
You are able to, and the doors.
Oh no.
That music is perfect.
Yeah, it
That
was.
music was perfect. Man.
Yeah. There's a few times tonight the timing has just been
Spot on.
just
You guys find the treasure room.
perfection. Oh my god, what? The fuck
This
did
is a
we-
game. You
What
guys
is-
rolled well, and I rolled a natural 1 on perception. So
What did we just
I'm going to
do?
slowly and quietly close the door behind us if I can.
yep.
Is your sister here?
I don't think so. No, it's here.
What just happened?
Dice just happened. There seems to be an exit.
This is glorious.
Thank you.
I'm going to use Gladiosa to scan the room if I can.
Okay, you scan the room. There are. I'm just I'm the comedy of the whole situation. Sorry, you guys just started and missing. Just got everything. There was another thing where there was I'll tell you. I'll say it all later, on another day. Okay, Gilly, I put you in the lava. I apologize.
That's where you wanted to.
55 points.
You can save it for Matt and the machine.
That's low for magma.
No, it's 10d10. It's standard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just
I have
felt
those.
really low.
I have those numbers memorized.
Okay.
So you scan the room. There is some
no.
magical accoutrement in the gold pile.
I believe that, we could simply go ferry the contents behind. I do not feel anything that seems to be of threat.
Okay.
Okay.
So, while he's doing that, I'm going to come over and peek around this corner, but do so quietly.
Okay. So when you peek around the corner, go ahead and roll perception.
Ooh. 15 plus 8. 23.
Sorry. I love myself if I ever mention that. 23. You look beyond and you can see a bright and brilliant glow. So it's a door, but there's a door, but it opens readily easily. It's not locked. And you can see past is this kind of bridge with this kind of strange stone structure in the middle, this kind of almost dilapidated stone anvil. And it moves beyond into the furnace edifice and structure. This is a bridge that is suspended above lava that enters into a furnace.
I think I found our space. I think it's big enough.
Is it safe? Because this will probably make a lot of noise.
Yeah,
I will still need to find his sister first.
Correct.
I know. But we have a space.
Well, we'll keep it in mind on our way back.
So we're going to leave the gold here for now, right?
We have a bag of
It's
holding.
not ours.
I mean, they're slavers, so...
I'm gonna float
That's
over
fair,
there and
that's
see what's in
true.
the pile.
All right, roll investigation.
Oh boy.
25.
Oh my god.
So 9, 1.
The music is killing.
You find
I don't know. My heart can handle this game anymore.
Bravo.
950 gold pieces.
Can I borrow that bag of holding?
A magical shield. A magical sword. Short sword.
Mm-hmm.
And an amulet.
If permitted, I will place them all in the bag of holding.
Yep.
Oh my god. 950 gold, you said? Magical shield.
And you also see a skeleton of a once dead adventurer whose body has been half burnt away.
Oh, motherfuck. Yeah, I don't know if this is wise.
Do I see the lava move at all if when he takes
magma?
everything? Yeah.
I've been waiting.
Actually, it's called magma.
It's magma in theory.
It's not moving. It's a river of flowing magma, but it's not moving.
There's no hands.
Who dares to disturb my slumber?
Just want to make sure I was
So,
turning my page
you
to write
guys
that shit down.
And then do you move into the Shadow Anvil?
We'll get it after.
Wherever that opens up into the big room, I would stop again and make sure that what I saw didn't have people in it now.
None.
Perhaps.
Does this compass still point me this way?
Yep.
All right. Well,
You did say that you would like a distraction.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
giving me strong thoughts of our trip to Gehenna. We have an opportunity here to do something right. We could continue onward and perhaps be stymied yet once again.
Yeah. I feel you on that.
So it will take probably at least 10 minutes
That is
to
fine.
do the ritual.
I'm willing to cast, if you believe it will create a large noise, I can cast silence if that would help.
No, because
He needs... Yeah.
No, I'm saying once the
But
ritual
I
is
mean, once
complete.
it starts.
This is probably a very poor decision. Justice, would you like to go with Henry Francis or Francis Henryson here
it's
and
Francis.
find his sister in the 10 minutes that we do what we need?
No, I would like to witness our taking care of Mr. Bones, and I think that dividing the party while in enemy territory would be tactically disadvantageous.
Then we don't have a distraction.
I'm saying they might come here to investigate the noise.
Yeah.
We'll go the other way. I'm not
Back
saying it's a
through
good
the
plan.
magical door, or
Onward to his sister.
I mean, we can always take a peek, see if we can find her, and then make a decision from there.
how far across is the bridge over the magma?
100 feet.
Okay.
From the exit of the temple. Yeah, not even 75 feet from the temple to the furnace.
My fear, if we go and retrieve his sister, it will likely be with violence. I do not believe that we will then have time to stand about
But
and cast a ritual.
but it would be worth knowing what's on the other side of that bridge, at a very minimum, without causing
If we
any
could just
attention.
make
I
sure the
can-
room is clear before we do anything.
I will gladly perform reconnaissance if that is what we desire.
All right. Who's
Did
going
we-
forward to perform? What? Rob?
Sorry, did we grab this stuff?
Yes.
We did.
Okay.
Yeah,
thought you said
That's
we
okay.
left it. Okay.
Who's doing the reconnaissance?
I believe that I will.
Do you
Alright.
want
Best
to go by
chance of
yourself,
success.
or should we go together?
You can come with. My pass without. I mean, it's not been an hour, has it?
No. Roll stealth. You guys are waiting where?
Just where we are.
All
really,
right,
just-
yes.
In the treasure room? Okay.
We're off to the side, out of line of sight.
Okay. Huddled in that little doorway? Sure.
Yeah.
37.
And 23.
All right, so as you guys pass the Shadow Anvil, you can see this kind of old once temple that's suspended. You are now back into the outside of the city, but you were in the outside of the outer walls, and this bridge extends on into this furnaces, and you can see these furnaces. The actual structure, although it was difficult to tell from your angle before, are actually kind of outside the walls of the city, but they are these massive super metal, ornate and articulated structures. You enter in and you can see slaves working. digging up stone, stoking furnaces with taskmasters and dwarves all abound. Yeah, that's what you see.
How many
There are terraces
taskmasters?
and there's probably half a dozen.
Do we see an orc, many orcs, all the orcs, none of them?
You don't see any yet, no. But you do remember that she was kind of an engineer. You'd have to get close to the engine.
Yeah. Okay. So the first people to hear, so as we do go back.
Yeah.
So the first people to hear this is going to be slavers and slaves. How loud was that room full of slaves?
Pretty loud. It's a massive furnace that's churning at a bajillion,
They may not hear anything provided we don't shake the ground.
Civilius, do you know how big an effect this will create?
major.
A relatively large effect.
Based on everything you've experienced with magic, ground shaking is going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, they may just write it off as the volcano.
If it does cause a commotion, can we just momentarily follow wherever they usher the slaves and pretend to be one of them for a quick hot second?
I mean, that might not be a good idea. We could definitely run in and potentially try to find her quickly in the commotion that it causes, because if they mistake it for the volcano, then...
Was there an exit on the other side of the furnace?
Not that you saw. You didn't go deep enough.
So, I would assume with there being a magical door on this side, they don't bring the slaves through whatever this treasure room is.
They probably have some other way around.
Which means either they bring them through once and they keep them here, or there is an exit elsewhere. Because it would be exhausting to put that kind of magic up on that golden door day in and day out. So, I would assume there's another exit, but it's through dozens of people. That is what we're up against. Do we want to go ahead and do this?
You can see the compass is just pointing straight at the furnace.
Yeah. I'm ready to head this way. Whenever you guys are.
Well,
Can you give us 12 minutes?
Sure.
Alright. So, what side of the bridge do we want to do this on?
Probably the side that we're going to exit from.
All right.
So that we don't burn up our bridge.
Correct. Yeah. Also,
Alrighty.
So you said that you went back into like the city, so we think that we won't have to go back the way we came?
I don't think so.
I don't think they take slaves through this.
Okay.
Great.
That makes sense.
Easy exit.
Yeah.
Easy's a word.
Yeah. Walk on out.
Alright.
So, how would you like to prepare the ritual site of the Shadow Anvil?
So, I will take out the iron and silver powder I bought from the Magic Circle casting.
Yep.
For this, and I will start and take time to draw a magic circle
Alrighty.
that we can place it in.
Go ahead and roll Arcana.
Can I assist?
Wow.
You sure can if you would like to.
No.
I rolled a nat 20.
So I wanted to assist by using divination to reach out to Marissa.
Your ability check will come.
Okay.
So nat 20, so 28.
Alrighty. So you draw the magic circle using the iron powder bit by bit, scattering it around, creating this large magic circle. With a few chants in Old Elvish, it comes to life. How would you like to contribute to the ritual?
I was going to reach out to Marissa to provide her will to maintain the natural order of things.
You pray to Marissa, using divination as a ritual, but you start it around the same time he starts his magic circle. There's this kind of go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
This is going to end poorly. We'll use the purple for Marissa colors. Nope. 27.
So there's this kind of fire and shadow in your face. You can see the magic circle shimmer as this kind of fire pours out from Selena's palm. She has no dominion here, witch. Fire spreads around the magic circle, but it's contained. And it flies up. Dissipates into the sky. It's 2 successes. Who would like to contribute to this ritual?
I step up and I say, Mr. Bones, during our time together, you told me that you had no choice in what they made you. No choice in the servitude that you found yourself in. It has been many years since you've seen a sunset, and using my minor illusion spell, I will craft the beautiful sunset that I saw from the bow of the ship over Mercinia. And I will say, perhaps when your spirit has respite, you will see one again.
All right. I would say, since you used minor illusion, go ahead and make a deception check.
14.
So you hold up and conjure a beautiful sunset. It has some flaws to it, but you hold it up. Who else? How would you like to contribute to the ritual, Kelly?
I remember Mr. Bones said he did like music, right?
Yeah, he's a gentleman of leisure.
That's what I thought. Okay. And in that case, I remember he came from. He was from the Still Tower area originally, or
Roughly.
roughly. I'll pick an old song that I know from that region if I do.
Okay.
Sort of like a lullaby.
All right. Go ahead and roll performance. Would you like to sing your lullaby?
Yeah. And I'll play my violin and I'll sing.
Who is casting Mr. Bones into the lava, and what would they like to say?
I'll do it if I'm allowed.
So, do you have? Or yeah, I would have it. So I will.
Say, may you find peace and freedom that you so greatly desired. A life of indentured servitude is nothing that any sentient being must endure. We 5, as friends, cast you into this fire and hope that its cleansing flames will bring you peace. Is there anything else?
I'll put 1 gnomish coffee bean in with it.
So, you harness the power of this magic circle and bring it in this kind of massive ball of energy. You guys can hear the hum and the chants of the elven gods start to pick up. You can just hear this kind of, oh. Your voice carries out over, and you can see the melodic and beautiful, soulful melody that you're composing turn into magical energy, and it whips around and goes into his ball. The fire and the shadow that you have cast about turns into this single ball of light. And you hear it speak as it lands into this ball of force energy that he's conjured. All domains in time would have been mine, but I chose to let them go. And that bead settles. And through the sunlight, through the sunset, you blast forth a massive beam of force energy as Mr. Bones catapults downward, and you hit it. and you send it flying into a plume of magma. When it hits, it reverberates and shakes, and the ground shakes, and the magma plume swallows it. You see this kind of spectral figure fly away. Goes towards a very bright light and hits it, and that light disappears. Mr. Bones, the carriage that could travel into the ethereal plane is no more.
Wow.
You guys stand there in the silence. The furnace is before you.
There's silence?
Relative to everything that just happened.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'll look at my friends like each in turn. I'll say, "We have done a good deed this day.
We have.
We should all be proud."
Is the god that tried to interrupt the divination still here?
Gone. You cast it out and brought forth a tiny bead of light.
Okay.
You got 27 on wisdom.
19 plus 8, baby. What are we gonna do? Okay.
All right.
We'll move onward.
Let's do another good deed today.
I paid for this map. It was $2. Isn't that great?
Very nice.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I can't remember who made it. They made it's like short maps or something. I forgot their name.
Where'd you find him?
I googled lava bridge.
It's
Perfect.
funny. I think I actually have a map from this author too. The style
Yeah.
is very familiar.
Yeah. They do a lot of really great little maps.
That's
It's
awesome.
It's like 2-minute RPGs or something. I can't remember. All right.
If we find it, we'll post it somewhere.
Yep.
Follow our socials.
Yeah. Plug it, baby. So you guys press on into the furnace. Are you guys just trying to snake your way into the engine room?
Still stealthy. It's
Yeah. if
Follow the
possible.
compass.
Yeah, let's go past everybody else.
Roll stealth.
Mhm.
Crap.
Minor illusion isn't concentration, so I think you're
It's
good.
not.
Yeah, good.
I look.
Okay, I was like, is it? No, I don't think it is.
What is it? What?
So I have disadvantage.
Oh, I don't know
So-
why I rolled that with advantage.
These
I
guards can't roll
apologize.
for shit.
Plus 10.
Thank God.
Oh, that's another natural 20.
You're
Oh my
right.
god.
Oh my God.
Only lasts 10 minutes, but
It's the
it's
bits.
all now.
Divine. It's the bits. Thanks, guys.
So 17.
It is the bits. The bits have confounded my dungeon. I blame you for this, Salty and King Butterfree.
Still six.
What'd you get?
35.
36.
I got a 34.
17.
23.
Alrighty.
Sorry, no, wait.
No, it's fine.
Mine's a 24.
Yeah, it's fine.
Sorry.
I don't care. So you press on. You
doesn't
press
matter
on.
anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't. You guys press on past snaking your way through. Not a soul in sight recognizes you as you very artfully. And this is taking some time. I would say now the hour is well past.
Gone.
That pass without trace is dispersed. What you see before you is a scene, and this is saying something for you lot, that surpasses some levels of imagination. There is all these kind of metal scaffoldings suspended in this large room above plumes and a billowing river of magma. Before you is a young orc woman who is dressed in kind of engineer's gear, standing on top of a large metal seal of sorts that is purple and wreathed in shadowy flame.
Oh no.
So I would say, other than that, Tony, okay. Okay. So you can just see her like very begrudgingly. She's like, "It should work." And he's like, "It better." And there's this dwarf in this very deep black, purple, and red armor standing before her. He wields a very large hammer. And he has a shield on his back, but doesn't seem to be using it. And he like is threatening her to do something. And she's like, she's like, "This should be it." And you can see she has like a slight bruise on her face. And you see her grab a little ball peen hammer and strike the large seal in the middle. A shadow is released from that seal and enters a large metal dragon. And I'm going to go to a quick bathroom break.
No! Matthew!
No.
Yeah, that's moving magma.
That's pretty hot.
No!
Literally.
That's amazing.
We're all gonna die. That's just what we do.
All right, so we will leave it there with the reveal of the river of magma and the large metal dragon.
Understood.
Woo!
Oh, man.
Do we want to tell them? Do you want to tell them in the chat from the Dice Prairie chat?
Oh, they can hear us and see us, right?
Oh, can they?
I
We're
think
back,
so.
aren't we? Guys,
Are
you
we
can
back?
hear us.
Yeah, we're kind of
No,
back.
sound is not
Okay.
Oh, the
frozen.
sound. It is back now.
It is us.
Okay,
We
good.
are back.
Sorry, it was still frozen on my
Yeah,
phone.
yours is still
Yes.
frozen.
I'll refresh.
Yeah,
Oh,
you need to
thank
refresh.
you, Osis, for subscribing.
Yeah.
Thanks, Osis.
Awesome.
Listening to Chase talk away.
Osis.
Awesome.
Okay, well, it got fixed.
Yeah. So we're all back.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
yeah.
I'm
All
sorry, we'll turn it back over to Matt.
No, I was saying that. I guess we'll call it there.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you very much for
He's
joining
coming
us.
back next week.
I guess I'm calling off next week.
It's up to you, man.
Oh,
I tried to
Should
get.
do
I
it,
tried to
should do it.
resolve you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll just play your character.
No,
I tried to
sorry.
resolve it within a
Yeah,
session.
that's
but-
fine. I'll try it. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We're happy to have you.
Yeah, it was fun.
That was
Thanks for
so
having
much
me.
fun. Oh, my God.
All right.
You're shameless.
Oh,
We're going to call it there because it's 10:40. Thank you all for those who showed up. Thank you for the bit, Salty, King Butterfree. Thank you for subscribing, Osis. Woo, that was a wild, that was quite the wild ride into the city of Ungoli, into the Temple of Shadow and Flame.
I can't believe
Yeah.
we made it that
I'm
far.
gonna bet dimes to dollars that next week I'm not gonna roll a single 20.
Oh, yeah,
and
no,
I'm gonna roll all single digits.
Yeah, I rolled 2
We're
natural
super
ones
screwed
for
next time.
perception.
This is
Yeah,
how
we'll
we do
see.
it.
We'll see what
This is
happens. That's all I have to
amazing.
say. I've got some things to keep track of based on some rolls.
Roll
God.
Matt's dice.
Very cool.
We're super
All right.
screwed.
I'm pooped.
Yeah.
You know, stay frosty out there. Stay warm. I'm gonna go. Oh, I should have started the car. Yeah. I'm gonna go. We're gonna go brave the polar vortex.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. Anything else anyone wants to say?
Follow us on all our socials.
Yes.
Yeah.
Follow us. My
Yeah.
Twitter's right there, but
Yep.
follow us Dice Priority. Follow us individually because we're great.
Yep.
Love us. We require endless amounts of love.
Yeah, exactly.
And tune in again on Saturday at 6 p.m.
Yeah, should be. Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
as long as everything permitting, I will be streaming my prep for. You'll see the prep I did for this episode. It'll be be very introspective. Let me put it this way.
Between two minutes. He's like, why do I do this?
Pretty much my Twitter meltdown. And next week we'll be here back at 7 p.m. Central. Ty might come up. He might not.
Maybe we'll see.
We'll see you next week in the wonderful world of Meta.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.